that there was this ancient trickster demon that goes by the name of Rocksauced. Okay. Hey, I'm Alex. I play a tiefling artificer named Rembrandt that is currently stuck in a cave with a bunch of Kuatoa and all these rapscallions. I also do a podcast from time to time and stream on Twitch from time to time. I'll toss it over to Kitty, who's raising her hand. That was deaf.
Hi, I'm Kitty Doe, playing Huxley, the Cleric, who is currently simping over Nerida in the water, and I will pass it off to Nerida.
Hi, I'm Stranger. I play Nerida, or Water the swashbuckling rogue. You can find me here every Thursday at whatever time we play. You can also find me online at decaqueers.com or on Twitter at decaqueers, where I run a queer podcast for the D&Ds. Yeah, I do a thing, a Vogue. Okay, I'm not going to do that anymore. All right, Colton.
Hi, I play Klaak, a Goblin Barbarian. He's pretty confused about everything that happens, so he's convinced somehow everybody else to go into the Underdark and reclaim the Goblin Kingdom for him.
Why did we agree to this?
He's probably not a great ruler anyway. And I'll pass it over to our new man here.
Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm going to be playing a character tonight, and I suppose you will be seeing what that is. It's okay. I don't either.
Oh, okay.
Who am I? I play a new mystery character that will be coming in for an undisclosed amount of time. I'm fantastic at introductions, let me tell you.
We're getting the signal that you need to stretch it out. We're gonna go like this.
Yeah,
you gotta keep stretching us out.
Okay,
so we're now
keep it going.
We're now the River, 95.5 FM.
You guys have been listening to 45.5 The Weasel.
We might not leave.
Just
we
please
might
hold for technical difficulties.
As is per diem for us.
Oh dear.
Anyway, welcome to Plot Points, also known as 75.5 The Weasel.
I like how our number changes every week.
Yeah,
Multiple times per week, even.
Because the show, folks, even the DM can mess up his int checks from time to time. Just to let you viewers know, we do now have rewards for plot points, or aka channel points. If you click in the bottom left-hand corner of chat, you can see our options of channel points. There's some cool stuff, like Sean will just roll on a random table, which is pretty freaking cool. And then there's also the $100,000 deck of awful opportunity, where you will make all of us draw a card from the deck of many things against our will.
Gotta save up my points!
What are you talking about? Huxley loves the deck of many things. That's how he learned how to breathe underwater.
I loved my experience, except where I had to re-roll my stats because I had an 18, damn it! Ugh! It was so funny. It was so funny. We can thank Knight for that. I don't know if that Knight is in the chat tonight.
And I want to hear more about where Huxley got these strange powers.
You were there when Huxley got his powers.
This session and next session are our last two times with Eric. Eric is not with us tonight. Eric's a vet and he's at drill tonight. We left off last week with Nerida and Huxley underwater holding magic wood when they heard a strange thumping in the ship. And we left Klaak on board of the crashed black ship in the middle of this underground lake that had been wiped out by by bows and Demogorgon, godlike bows, not our little bows, big bows, and Demogorgon. And Klaak was talking to a shade of a goblin who had invited him on board and whatnot, when Klaak heard this knocking underneath. Remy, in the meantime, had stayed away from the water. Thanks, XYZ Knight. Much appreciated. We're looking forward to having you as a super subscriber all the time. You know,
The Shade redeemed a wild magic surge.
Night. Who else did? What?
Shade redeemed a wild magic surge. Shaden.
Did we? Wild magic surge coming up? Alright, I gotta write that down that way. Next
And
spell that fires is going to be a wild magic
Klaak didn't hear. Klaak got a -1 on his perception while he's standing on the deck of the
Well, it was
ship?
double negative
Yeah.
one too.
Negative.
right?
Yeah, I did not get anywhere near finding out that somebody's in that ship. So the people under the water, no, I
Heard
do not.
before Klaak did.
Have basically heard Klaak stomping around on the deck.
I heard.
He's doing a goblin jig.
Ghosts.
So, Remy, where did we leave you off? Was that right back on the shore?
I'm on the shore with Bose. We're just talking shop with Godfrey here. You know, my awesome robot dog.
Yeah!
Doggo.
The one you rolled a 103 on a percentile dice for?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like really over the top. I mean, that was an epic roll that night. Oh my gosh, that was so beautiful.
Oh gosh.
Which our viewers can actually influence rolls like that now that they have control of plot points. They can buy what are golden crits, which can change anybody who's willing to accept that a roll. So literally they can give a golden crit to players, and players who have to roll percentiles know they have to adjust 2 dice, you know, 2 1 to 10 dice. So it takes 2 golden crits. I mean, players could save those up and roll hundreds all the time, but the reality is it would need a lot of help from a lot of people to do these things. All right, so Sane, let's get into this here a little bit. Let's pick up with Nerida and Huxley under the water.
Okay.
Thump, thump, thump.
I'm gonna look at Huxley. Did you hear that?
Yes.
We should figure out what that is, in case it is a threat or perhaps a survivor.
Okay. Huxley starts putting the wood back.
Hold on to the... okay.
No, I told you, I don't know if this is good or bad yet. I don't think we should be bringing it to the surface.
Okay. Maybe later. We're gonna swim over towards the thumping sound.
Letting go of the wood sort of floats for a little bit as you both let go of it. Not quite sinking as fast as wood should. You swim over to the broken deck of the ship where it is literally open to both sides. Do you want to go towards the port? Or, I'm sorry, not port, because you're already on the port side of the ship. Do you want to go towards the front or the rear of the ship?
Wherever
The bow or
the
the
noise
stern?
was coming from? Where exactly was the noise coming from? Was it coming from within?
It is coming from within the ship. And
Okay.
you know it was this general area. Remember, your visibility is only like 5 feet. So as you get over towards the ship, you had been following the dock piers out. I believe Huxley can actually see farther than you, and Huxley had a brighter light. What was your light
I've got
source,
like 5
Huxley?
feet on my dagger.
Yeah.
That's all.
And Huxley, I think,
But-
had 30 feet or something. So you get
Yes.
over to the ship, and you take a listen again for the sounds coming from the water, and you really can't tell front or back. Make a perception roll for me, both of you, and let's take a
Okay.
look at that and see what we can find out from each of your perception rolls. And we'll see some of our first rolls of the night.
It's gonna be bad because I got -1. It was almost a natural 20. Instead, it's a modified 1.
Wow. So you go swimming off to the rear, but Huxley is like, no, pulling you towards the front of the ship.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if it sounds like it's coming from within the ship, I would be swimming towards wherever I think I can get deeper into the ship, so wherever I think that is.
Great. Part of the smashed ship has an opening towards the front. You can either choose to go up on the little bit of the front of the ship that's sticking out of the water, but Nerida, you know that there should be other entrances down lower. In other words, there should be an open doorway, probably an open hold area where they would lower supplies in, numerous things. You can also see, because you're near the bottom, some of the smashed things, a cannon that has rolled out. The real thing is, do you want to try and chance it going through the deck, or would you rather try and get up on top and go in that way?
I want to... 2 things I want to do. The first thing I want to do is wherever I can feel like I'm closest to the sound, even if it's still far away, I want to check the intelligence of this thing. So I'm going to go knock, knock, the knock, knock.
Okay.
And I'm going to wait for a knock, knock back.
Huxley, she's knocking on the boat. Do you want to help her?
No. Huxley is just fine, I swear. He's not that detrimental, I think.
Yeah. So I'm going to wait to hear anything before I decide what I'm going to do with that second thing.
I'm laughing because thank you for that, Alex. You could have 2 plot points for that. That was beautiful. Thank you, chat. A threatening survivor wins the poll. So, we are going to take that. So good luck for you, all of you. This is what happens when we let other people
I should have voted.
Chat. So you do hear a knock and a scrape, Nerida.
Okay.
A long scrape, like
Okay.
something's being moved.
Okay, then I'm gonna start going towards the deck of the ship because I know that in any ship you might be able to go through the holes in the ship, the cannon holes, but that's not always gonna lead you to where you want. So at the very least, I know I can navigate the ship by going up top first.
Great. You get up top towards the front of the ship, looking for where not only some of the brakes would be, but one of the front passageways down. This ship is again. Now you're realizing just how different this ship is than any other ship that you've ever seen before. The not only construction of the wood, but the layout and design. You climb up out of the water, you see the bits on the front of the deck, and you realize even the lower railing isn't built like any other ship you've seen before. The anchor spots that you would normally associate with a ship aren't present. It's missing some key features, you realize.
Okay.
You now realize that the only way in is from the back. Klaak, are you using any light source by chance?
I think I have 5 feet of light also.
So, Nerida,
yeah.
you can see
Nerida.
the rear of the ship in the distance and a light source back there, but it's not really bright enough to illumine a lot. You think you can see Klaak moving in the shadows, and Klaak, you would also be able to see Nerida. Huxley, did you follow Nerida up on deck?
Huxley is following Nerida.
Okay, so Klaak, you'd be able to see 2 figures up there on the front. And Huxley has a bright light.
About how far are they
that
from me?
Klaak is there because we discussed our plan before we did this,
You had
right?
I think so.
Okay. All right.
How far are they from me right now?
From the front to the back of the ship is probably about, on this ship, I don't remember, I don't have my map in front of me, but I think it's around 60 feet. Might be a little bit smaller, but I think it's about 60 feet for the map.
Ah, good. You came to talk some sense into these goblins, huh?
We're working on it.
What?
Did you hear the knocking, Klaak?
No. There's no knocking. Just these guys here. Do you want to talk to them?
No, there was a knocking. Maybe listen harder. We're gonna investigate it. Until then, if they're are they goblins? Like, are they living goblins, or are they the shadow things you talked about?
They're cold.
Okay.
They know a lot about goblins, though. Hey, Merkblethin? I can't remember the goblin's name. Like, I don't think Klaak knows it either. He don't think he ever learned it. Raknak?
Yeah, Raknak.
Can you... There's somebody okay on the ship. Can you check?
Raknak agrees, and as you see him, he literally melts down into the shadows and disappears.
Totally normal goblin thing.
Yeah.
He's just a goblin. This is just what we do.
Remy, you heard shouting out on the waters going back and forth. If you want to listen in, you can. Otherwise, I can go through some stuff with you and B.O.S.E.
I mean, he'd probably look at Bose and be like, what do you think they're getting up to on there? You think Huxley's drowned yet? They're sort of laughing. You can save him if that does happen. I know you have lots of rock, though, but the plants float, right?
This entity hopes there has been no drowning. However, this entity's friends, the Kuotoa, are good swimmers and could easily pull him out.
Right, of course. Maybe we should check on them? Maybe we can surprise them with Godfrey. He sort of looks down at the...
He looks at the bits of his fingers that were bitten off by Godfrey not long ago and says, "It might not be wise to send your dog or else they might lose fingers.
Maybe send the dog a few feet behind me, then. Isn't it so cool, though?
It is something. And then B.O.S.E actually starts shambling off to work with some of the Kuo-toa, and you see him starting to pick up objects and trying to put together houses, helping the Kuo-toa reassemble things and whatnot, as he's working with his people, his new army that he's building.
He'll look at Rembrandt is still very casual, hasn't not really too concerned, but he says, Godfrey, how about you go see if you can find any of that wood, any more of that wood that you seem to like quite a bit, and I'll just sort of start walking over to the water to just like leave Godfrey to himself.
Godfrey immediately starts sniffing the ground and then runs off towards the shoreline, and as you move off to the shore on your own, you see Godfrey start bringing back to where you were standing. Literally, a piece of wood drops down, then he runs off again. So, literally, he's on a fetch quest, and he's just bringing things back.
Awesome, I love that.
I'm going to cut back to the ship, where Athos, you are inside the ship, and you can hear all this walking on the deck above you. What do you do in response to that? You're in the pitch dark right now. You can see nothing. I don't want to give away any character abilities or not, so.
I guess I will start feeling my way around and making my way towards downtown. Any kind of stairs that I can find. Something that will allow me to ascend within this structure that I find myself in.
The small space that you're within is flooded nearby. So as you start to search the room, you find that there is water and liquid nearby. Make an investigation roll for me, please.
Okay. Let's up here. See how it rolls.
For your base stats for today, you can just give +1 to your stats since we have not completed rolling up all your character yet.
That is a grand total of 7.
Ah, okay. So we don't have you clicked in, do we? That's right. So.
No, we don't.
Yeah, that would have been a good thing for the hour before we started the stream.
Welcome to 75.5, the Weasel.
That Weasel's coming out hard today. It really is. Oh. You end up finding lots of smashed wood, along with what you feel to be long poles of metal. You have no recollection of this, but much of it leads down into the water, and after a few minutes, some of the walking has stopped up above, and you feel that the only way out might be best to either go down or start smashing through wood. You could use the wood or the metal pole to start digging away at the wood and whatnot. What would you like to do?
Okay. So something like is it roughly the size of a staff and or spear?
Yes.
Ah, fantastic. I will go ahead and take that, and I will try to find a spot on the wood that I guess gets somewhat close to where I had heard some knocking. And I'm just going to start seeing if I can't pry some boards or break some wood.
Okay. You drag this pole up, and then the sound which you had heard above you, you start banging on with the pole and whatnot. And I'm going to cut away from you to Nerida and Huxley, who hear this hacking away like something's trying to get through the wood beneath you.
Do you think that's a good thing or no?
To be entirely honest, I've never been in a situation like this to say, though my instinct tells me not good.
Usually when there is a sailor below the waters, we usually try to rescue him. If he turns out to be a problem, we kill him later, so...
Well, why don't you step behind me and I'll protect you?
That's very machismo of you. Okay. Only if you're going to open that door wherever it is. Are we gonna find that door? Where's that noise coming from? Can we? I'm gonna try again to like...
Through the deck right underneath you. You don't need a
Oh.
perception roll. It feels like it's under your feet in the deck. So this is that
Okay.
choice again. Do I go back into the water to find a different way in because you expected there to be a hatch up front here, or be able to get through the side at the front where the anchor chains might come out, neither of which were available to you?
I'm gonna go back underwater.
She dives away from you, Huxley, leaving you alone in a glowing light.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna find something. You can come if you want, and then I dive under.
Huxley's just kind of gonna start. He's gonna get down on his knees and he's gonna just start hitting with his fists at the wood.
Do you have any superhuman strength to like bust through the wood just before I
Oh,
say?
no,
Oh,
no.
okay. I was like, I'm picturing bows. I don't want to miss something. Great. So you do that. In the meantime, cutting away from both of you for just one moment, Klaak. The shadows come back up near you, and Vraknek's voice says, "There's something moving around in the dark, but it's not Captain Arjan. The Goblin Captain's not there. This is taller. Has someone else gotten on board the ship?" And you realize you've worked with Vraknek enough to know this, like, he's confused about who's the captain because he's named 2 different captains at different times and whatnot, so... But it's not the Goblin Captain, which might be the other individual or a survivor or whoever else.
Is he a drow?
It's dark. Drow are black too, yes?
Yeah. I'll be ready then. Where
And
was he?
No drow should ever be on this ship.
Yeah. Where was he at, Rocknock?
It says directly beneath us.
Okay. And I'll just like get my great sword ready for anything.
Okay.
It's just ready like an attack act.
I love it. I love it.
Oh no. Oh no. I just put the prediction up too.
I'm spamming no as I go to hit him.
Cutting back, Remy, you see the lights on the front of the ship where Huxley is really bright. You see the light at the back where Klaak is, because Klaak, you have a little bit of light, don't you? I don't remember.
Yeah, I got like about
The
5
5
feet
feet.
of I think 5 feet of bright and 10 of dim, something like that. It's
Yeah,
not
okay,
great.
so- yeah, it's not.
5 and 5.
5 and 5, something like that, I think.
So, you have the dim light at the back. She's got the... Huxley has the bright light at the front, him. And Nerida's just dove into the water, Remy. What are you doing as you look out? Did you want to participate? Shout out to them? Warn them about the Demogorgon coming?
Is the Demogorgon coming?
You look back, no, the dog hasn't changed. He's just doing fetch right now.
Oh, that's not the answer I wanted. That's the opposite of what. That's the word. Oh gosh. Okay. No, Remy will just sort of say, he'll sort of, he hasn't quite learned the lesson of don't yell into the giant abyss and make lots of noise. I guess because he hears there's lots of noise, so he'll just say, "Everything all right over there?"
Huxley and Klaak?
Everything's fine.
We might have to kill a drow.
I don't think there's a drow. I thought this
You
was
might
a goblin
have a
ship.
great row.
Yeah.
What's a row?
I don't know. How about you?
Oh, I'm good.
Each of you get a plot point.
Yeah,
Nerida,
stop
you
this
get under
bit
the
before it
water
gets too
and
old.
you can hear it much actually clearer under the water with your senses being attuned to the water as the sound vibration is coming right up from up front there and whatnot. And you can also sense a way in down near the sandy bottom here. Doesn't take long for you to swim to it and whatnot, but you're pretty sure, and you don't have to worry about holding your breath and whatnot, that you can get through this and up towards, navigating towards where that sound is coming from, and you can hear the hacking up ahead.
Okay. I swim down.
Takes only moments to come out of the water into a room, and there is the yeah, that's right. What are you using for your light source?
It's a dagger
so-
that has artificer light
Yes.
on it.
Yeah,
I
so
have-
it's 5 and 5.
So she's only got the 5 and 5.
Really crappy flashlight.
You've noticed something's changed, but I'm going to ask you to hold your reaction for a moment as her bright 5-foot light comes into view in this chamber and whatnot. So, Athos, you're on hold for one moment. Nerida, you come up, managing to get out of this, but the scraping, and again, I'm doing a little DM control factor here, has stopped for the moment, assuming that, your light was visible and whatnot. But you know this is the room where it was coming from.
Okay.
Woo!
Yeah.
Thank you, Samurai Jesus. Woo!
Thanks so
Welcome
much,
to the
Sam.
club.
Thank you for the sub.
I'm going to kind of peek a little bit over this section of wood, if there is one that I can kind of peek into. And I'm gonna hold my dagger out and be like, and I'm gonna put my head out and be like, hello? Are you alive? If not, I'm going to kill you.
So you're putting your dagger away, is what you're saying?
I'm putting it up.
Oh, up! Okay, I
The
kind of
opposite.
meant...
She is threatening.
Alright,
Yeah. I wasn't trying to be threatening about it. I was just holding it up for light, but I mean, I could be threatening a it.
And I don't remember all the languages that are spoken by everybody. Which you're speaking in common, though, right? I'm gonna...
Speaking in common.
Alright, just wanted to make sure that we're on a thing. You don't mind if I puppet you
dangerous when you
just a
mix it.
moment, right? You're okay with that.
Okay, do what you gotta do.
Yeah. A voice responds.
Kitty!
A silky
Kitty's
voice
kitty.
responds. Is there a way out that way? And it's very point blank. I don't want to say mechanical, but very point blank. Reminds you a little bit
Okay.
of Bo.S.E. like.
Okay. I'm gonna say,
And footsteps start coming towards you. You can see something moving out of the shadows away from where it was banging against the wood.
yeah, there he is. Come this way. And then I'm gonna dive back under.
You dive back into the water, and a moment later, there's a splash behind you.
Okay.
And swimming behind you, do you just like lead the way down and out?
Yeah.
Okay. Moments later, you get back up on the deck, and coming out right behind you, Huxley, you see your friend come out, and right behind them emerges this tall, thin, fully clothed individual that looks out before. Huxley, I'm trying to remember your past. You have never met one like this. Nerida, no. Nerida, you actually might have met some of this race before.
Okay.
I will leave that open to you. Huxley would not have with his background. But you would recognize a drow emerging from the water. Large black scimitar at
Yeah,
her side.
I would.
As she gets up on the deck, fully soaking wet, and walks out. In the meantime, I'm going to cut away and let you and Huxley think about that. Alex, you see in the light of Huxley, Remy can see a third image come up on the deck. Athos, you're inside your chamber when, as I said, a figure comes in and whatnot, and appears to then slip out. And shall I attempt, I know I was puppeting a little bit, but you would attempt to follow, correct?
Yeah, probably, especially after the light starts to hit the chamber, just take another quick scan of things and then just start quietly following along.
Okay, I'm going to cut away from you for the moment. Klaak, what are you up to?
Huxley,
Yes?
that drow probably has charmed our friend. They did it to me already. Be ready, don't let it use its magic on you. And I'll just
Don't
start
worry,
running
my mind is
towards it.
strong.
I'll start running towards the oncomer.
All right, so you're going to have
My
to
great
cross.
sword.
There's water. You're on the rear of the ship, so there's water in between. Now,
Yeah, I'm
your
trying to
little
jump
raft
to
is,
the-
you could make a jump to your raft and
Yeah.
kind of skim across the water if you want.
Yeah, and
True.
start
Oh my
throwing
God.
the great sword. Just keep your mind strong, Huxley.
Make an acrobatics roll, because I had described when you first got onto the ship, your little round raft going away. So make a jump, land on this thing, and fly, brother. Get across there to your
This is
drow
Klaak
friend.
crossing the Delaware.
That's a nat 1 for a 4.
State I'm from.
Sweet. So you make this absolutely magnificent berserk leap goblin, hit that thing, and as you do, it just goes flying up into the air, letting you backsplash into the water as this raft goes sailing up out of the thing, flipping through the air towards the others on the deck. And you just go down in this splash, and then you're
Goblin down.
holding a heavy metal sword.
Going under.
Yeah.
So is Drow your name?
Surprised by the mighty splash, the drow had turned, and then you ask, is drow your name, after already being accused of, like, you know, mentally taking people over by the thing that just splashed. The drow turns to you and says, no, what the hell have you done to my ship?
Oh no, we found it like this.
We haven't done anything. There was a creature from the depths out that way. A big, ugly thing that smashed your ship into smithereens. This was your ship.
Yes. The night
Lovely
ship
ship.
was mine.
Ah, was keyword. Oh, that is unfortunate.
Then the drow draws his weapon, seeing just the two of you now that the little goblin has fallen into the water and whatnot. It's just the
I draw
two of
my
you.
weapon as well.
You already have your
For
weapon out, up
violence?
in the air in a threatening fashion.
No, that's a dagger. I draw my rapier
Oh,
in
okay.
my main hand. Oh, are we going to play?
There's no need to play violence. Why don't we play diplomacy?
She says, diplomacy is easiest when it's spoken through the tip of a sword. Get off my ship.
Diplomacy is very easy when you are, how do I put it, on a sinking ship.
Says,
Well, I hear captains like to stay with their sinking ships, so let's not judge her too harshly.
And no, that is true, they do. Captains go down with their ships. We could have left you there, you know.
get
What's
off
important
my
is
ship.
that you're alive. Do they look injured at all?
No, this drow does not look injured in the slightest.
Okay, they're not injured, then Huxley doesn't need to heal them.
All right, that's step one. You know, if
Step
if
2,
not A,
cast
then B.
fire magic.
Kill everybody with fire.
It's basic Java.
Oh, poor.
Do they look dirty?
It's dark. It's a drow. It just swam through the water. It's wet. You could try and dry it off a little bit with your Mendeed or whatever, or your
Cast
prestidigitation.
fireball.
No, if
Fireball
they don't
dry
seem
things.
dirty, then they don't really need a bath for me to dump like 50 or 10 gallons of water on their head or anything. Huxley walks over and holds out his hand. Hi, I'm Huxley. What's your name, if it's not Drow?
The drow, which has its sword out in one hand, and now Nerida is armed with two weapons, sees you approaching and immediately takes a step back into a more defensive stance where he could easily strike, and you walk right up to him within melee range. Within melee range.
Hi.
Answer the
But
boy.
you do have an open hand, and the drow looks and says, stop where you are. Do you continue to walk towards the sword and whatnot?
No, Huxley will stop and he'll like, as if like this was somehow like red light, green light or something. Like he's stopped, but like he's gonna like kind of like inch out forward more and be like, it's a handshake. Would you like to shake my hand?
No, I would not. Get off my ship. I won't
What's her
tell
name,
you again,
Capitana?
she barks.
Oh. Would you like to do an elbow thing? I understand there's a lot of germs when it comes to hands. We could elbow touch.
You're still wet, and I'm wet, and my ship is destroyed. No, I don't want to elbow bump with you. I want you off my ship.
Sister?
Clearly, you are clearly you are not only bad luck, you are human.
Well, I have been told I'm unlucky.
Capitana, the boy is bad luck, yes. But, what is your name, my dear?
Are you struggling with what I told you? Get off my ship.
How can you have a ship when it is sunken?
What
Do
are you
claim the
standing
remains
on?
of these?
It's still mine. I still live. And if I have to tell you again, I'm going to tell you with my sword. Now get off my
And
ship.
I'm going to tell
she
you
says.
with mine what is your name, and I'm going to poke at her.
Well,
Roll for
Huxley
initiative.
wants to try and get between.
Huxley
Oh,
and
no.
both of you roll for initiative as you poke forward.
You want everyone rolling initiative or just the folks in the boat?
Just folks on the boat right now, unless, I mean, you can roll in if you would like. Because the
Let's do
minute
one.
something rolls down, you know, but you
That's
can't
that
act
thief
before
level of
these ones.
dexterity coming through.
A little tiny itty bitty baby bit.
Alright, so we got Nerida, 21. Klaak is
Oh,
at
just
15.
in case that becomes relevant.
Oh, it's going to come relevant probably at this rate. Not that we planned it this way. And then I'm going to have to cut over to Athos and kind of catch Athos up. And I just want to thank chat for making the stranger threatening. Because, you know, chat's on board like that.
Did this?
Survived.
You did this.
Kitty got an
What?
8.
He's not even a quest giver.
Athos, you might as well roll in. Tell me what you get for an initiative, because chances are this
Even a
kerfuffle is
quest
about to just unfold in ways that was
Oh.
should have been.
Oh my gosh.
We're all comparing
Gamemasters.
cats now.
If you can
A total
non-lethal
of
and
9.
you know it, clap your
12 you said?
hands.
I got a 9.
9.
I don't think Klaak can do non-lethal damage. I don't think it's in his repertoire of skills.
Yeah, using
Okay.
the flat side of the weapon just turns it into a club.
So Nerida, you want to do a poke? Go ahead and make a attack with disadvantage, since you weren't really going for a full attack, just kind of a little poke.
Sure.
Makes it easy for them to parry or move out of the way.
18.
Oh, roll for some damage with your little poke.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I clicked on the wrong
No,
button.
you don't. I was about to say you don't do a
You roll-
natural 26 damage.
Yeah.
What?
17
No, that should be
of
minus
damage?
5 because the previous roll was a natural 20, so it doubled it. So it should be 8 plus 4 for 12, I think.
Yes, you are
But
correct.
that doesn't include sneak attack damage, which I get even if I'm one-on-one.
No, you only get it if somebody's within 5 feet of you, an ally.
Swashbuckler.
I mean, Huxley's
Oh,
within
swashbuckler.
5 feet of her.
Swashbuckler.
Oh,
Yeah.
Swashbuckler. Never mind.
So
I
I
forgot
get
we're
an
hitting
additional
level 3.
8 points of damage because of my yeah.
Why are we hyped about the poke murdering the quest giver?
Okay.
Wait, do I get that yet? Hold on, let me double check.
It's tradition.
I have fancy footwork now. I don't know that I have panache yet.
I think
I
it's
have
a 3.
rakish audacity. You think it's a 3? Sneak attack.
I'm looking now.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I don't
I'm
want to
looking
slow
as
it
well.
down that much. Figure it out for
Yeah,
your
yeah,
next
yeah,
hit.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
moving on.
I do get it. It's 8 extra damage. If not, that's your
Two.
call. I don't care. Whatever.
Alright, you figure
So
it out
Nash is ninth
now
level.
while I go on to somebody else's turn so that we don't have to wait on the next one. We're moving
Yeah.
on from that one. Okay,
And I'll look it up in the meantime.
so
You have rakish audacity. This is
Klaak,
correct.
you are going down under the water. Your sword is dragging you down. It's not that far before you hit the bottom. What do you want to do? You're holding your breath.
So I do get it.
Is
Full rakish
the
audacity.
land like close? Like if I try to walk out?
You are. Oh, it'd be faster to walk to either the front or the back of the ship, more towards
Okay, I'll
where
try
you
to
were
keep walking to the ship then.
going. Okay.
Like try
You
to
continue to drag this
I'm not
massive
letting
sword
go of the
before
sword
you.
until I pass
Your
out,
light
probably.
feet, you step over debris and other bits of the ship, hopping from bit to bit. As you, with your movement, again, slowed underwater, you're not even swimming, but you're able to. I'm going to skip one round of combat for you. On the next one, you'll use the remainder of your move, and you'll be up onto the front of the deck.
I'm so glad I didn't get to see that on Klaak. So Klaak has no idea about any of that. Just saw burning dwarves fall off of the side of a roof.
Huxley, so you see the combat begin. Remy, what are you doing from the shore?
Well, how much of this do I see? I am looking at the boat. I was already, like, concerned.
I would think that Huxley is probably blocking most of your view since Huxley went up to shake hands, and then Nerida, who was down near the water's edge, with her little light source, decided to pull and poke. So you might actually not see the full thrust as she skewers this drow that she just let out with her sword.
Okay. I think.
Athos, how many hit points did you have? You're muted, buddy.
Muted.
You're muted. Spooks, you're muted.
Sorry, I was trying to click that while I was clearing my throat earlier. My hit points are sitting at 18 at the moment, without
All right, so
stats.
20 would have knocked you out. Okay, I just want to make sure where we're at. So, cool. Remy.
Yeah, Remy's gonna, since I have an arcane focus now, Remy's going to cast message over to Huxley if they're within 120 feet and just be like, so I see a lot of moving, but not a lot of right moving. Is everything okay?
Sander?
You hear Lythander because they can reply, can't they? With message. I
Wait,
guess that
I think
was
I
your
get one,
action.
do I get one more response?
No,
Or
it
is
goes
done?
one out and
No?
one back.
Oh, yeah, one out, one back.
So, that's all you get, buddy.
You just hear from the shore. No, it's just
Talking about
very,
Ro again.
why can't I ever do anything with Huxley and it go according to... just this exacerbated yelling from the side that probably, like, the Kuatoa are just like...
As you yell that back, you hear in the distance, "This entity knows your pain." Klaak, you get over a few more things. You start moving forward. Kitty, other than the voice, what are you doing on your turn? You've now seen Nerida skewer the other individuals.
Nerida skewered a poor
And-
person who's just trying to defend their ship.
It was just a poke.
Huxley's gonna use his movement to get between
Not
them and be a flesh shield for this poor drow, and he's going to turn to them and say, "Don't worry, I can fix that."
Don't yell her.
And he is going to cast, if he can reach her, that is, because it is a touch spell.
Oh yeah, you were right there. Remember, you were.
Yep.
Yeah, you were right
He's
there.
gonna cast Cure Wounds.
Touching is easy. Yeah.
So
You can
that'd
do
be 1d8. You can go forward while I quickly try and do this.
Okay,
Is it-
so you're gonna cast healing so that the individual can stay up and whatnot. As Nerida, does her poke and jab, you cast healing, and the individual who has their sword out and whatnot, now being stabbed, receives healing from you and then hides a little bit behind Huxley, using Huxley as a shield somewhat, receiving the healing, and then takes a stab at Nerida.
I'm gonna ask you again, what is your name?
And your AC is what?
15.
15. You are actually able to parry the large black scimitar, cutting in front, so you parry it right off, which is really nice. Well done. Let's see, and we will cut
What
over
Shing
to...
is your Shing name? Shing.
Athos. I'm going to keep you in the dark for the moment. No, I'm not going to let you retrieve control yet. No, this is good. This is good. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, Dan.
It's
Tough way
okay.
to
It's
start.
okay. Hey, whatever helps you the most. Make me your tool, DM.
Yeah, we're just gonna puppet you for this one for a minute or two. Neri, you
It's
continue
boot
to
up.
ask the name, and you hear, "Get off my ship!" And do you wish to attack again, Nerida? She now has 3/4 cover behind Huxley.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this isn't a parlay, and I'm gonna attack again.
Make your attack.
All right.
On a low roll, you roll.
Oh, 12.
Not.
You do not strike Huxley, who is doing the
However-
healing.
However, bonus action, offhand strike dagger.
Roll again. And I believe you don't have dual wielding, so
No,
Yeah,
it's
no
just a
proficiency.
17
okay.
to hit. Does that hit? 17?
It does not with the 3/4 cover and whatnot. Nope.
Okay.
So you do manage to scrape Huxley, who takes a minor scrape. 1 point
Okay.
of damage, Huxley. Nothing major. But they are successfully using the 3/4 shield.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna, after having said this isn't parlay, I'm gonna say, you best tell us your name.
So Klaak is coming out of the water as you're still speaking about this is not a parlay and tell us your name. And Klaak comes out of the water behind you, and Klaak, you hear, tell us your name. And what are you up to?
Who's charmed? Who's in trouble? Let's get this all sorted. Where's
think-
its wand? Take its wand away from it.
I think they want to know your name, Klaak. It's Nerida's voice.
I would just assume that's what I yell back.
Whose
Get its
job?
wand from it.
And you can see Nerida, she's got a glowing dagger. You can see Huxley, who has 30 feet of light. And you can see Drow up there. Hiding behind
I
Huxley.
see what's happening here. Not just like, I don't think I have any more movement, but I'm like, my intent's to keep moving towards the drow.
So you move in towards the Drow, closing in on this group. It's having kind of a dancing conversation fight battle. It's not quite a dance off yet, though. You move in. Do you want to make an
Soon.
attack on your turn as you come out of the water?
I actually want to grab the drow and try to grab, like, for the wand. So I'm trying to find where the wand is on it that it
wand?
attacked me with. You charmed person to me, like, I don't know, 3 weeks ago or something with the drow.
Yep.
So that's my assumption, is this drow is, like, controlling my friends.
Make a perception roll as you
Okay.
move in closer.
I'm really good at
Klaak
these.
moves into dragging his sword behind him. He pulls it up.
Can we get another can we get another
Negative one?
nat one, double nat one with 2 negative ones? No.
Oh, yeah, I see what's going on. I see it all.
Maybe.
I got a 14.
You see hanging at the side a long black thorn, the same one as you saw previously. That probably is a little bit like the wand. It's curved. It's about 12 inches long. Round.
Yeah,
going
that's
to
what
a
I go
point.
for. Trying to, like, grapple him or her, you know, to get this item pulled away from them.
So, Huxley, you're there. They're poking in. Klaak comes in. Go ahead and Klaak. Make a, let's do a shove action versus Huxley first to get Huxley out of the way. And then I'll let you
Oh,
make
okay.
I don't know, what would we do for a snatch? Sleight of hand we'll have you do.
Oh, yeah. This will be good.
So
shove,
Huxley-
like an unarmed strike, is that what a shove is? Or is it
No, it's
strength?
just a strength. It's compared. I've got a DC for Huxley. So, Huxley, I want you to roll an acrobatics check. Okay, there you go. So you go to shove Huxley. Huxley did a strength instead, and Huxley's like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" Like interposing
Just holding
in
me out
between
like Heisman
and
Trophy?
whatnot. That gives me a little bit of the difference to set the DC for your snatch. Had
Okay.
you been able to successfully shove them out of the way, I would have lowered the DC. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
It's only a 13.
So you're able to try and reach through and whatnot, but as Huxley's doing it, kind of not moving, your fingers are just a little too short to be able to grab it. Unfortunately, the DC was higher because Huxley did not get out of your way.
Shake its magic, Huxley. We need to get this under control.
Cool. Remy, out on the thing, you now see another figure on the deck. Do you want to try your message again?
Sure. Can I tell who the person on the deck is?
No, you've never seen this person before. Oh wait, no, Klaak.
but I know-
Klaak.
but
yes.
Oh,
It
no,
looks like
okay. Yeah, I was
gigantic
just,
sword
kinda,
dragging behind them, coming up into the light. Yeah,
just-
you know it's Klaak.
I'll say, okay, I'll try another message. I'll say, Klaak, I think, what's going on? Everything okay?
A drow's using its magic to hurt my friends. Trying to
Oh,
help
hell.
them. I think everyone's charmed. No one makes any sense up here.
Oh no. Remy will now look for a raft of some sort because he's not the best swimmer. If there's any like Kuatoa boat nearby, and he'll start to say, "Boat! Anyone? Boat! Bows! Have you seen a boat?" You know, just calling for.
There are
I need to get
numerous
to that
ones
ship.
on the shore that you know you could get to easily since you were already at the shore.
Okay, then he will run. He'll yell, "Come on, Godfrey!" If Godfrey's nearby, please have if he's not like going like on the other side of the wreckage, grabbing more wood.
You start pushing the boat out into the water, because it's easy enough to grab it for your action. Start using your movement to get out into the water. You call for your doggo to come, Godfrey, and with a Godfrey comes running after you, jumps up, hits you in the boat, does not tip the boat right over. You got a 21, so literally lands on the boat and gives it kind of a skid as you go forward. Godfrey's a little bit heavy, so the boat is pushed to its maximum as you go sailing out about 15 to 20 feet. You'll have another, remember we talked about the dock being over 100 and some feet out. Now you need to paddle or do something or as part of your action. What do you want to use for your action to propel yourself?
If I'm not so lucky as to have a oar in there, I have 2 javelins, so I'll start using a javelin to sort of try and maybe there's a bit of scrap of wood that Godfrey still has in his mouth could like strapped to the javelin and make it.
I love it. You pull off the bottom a little bit and start moving yourself along. Athos, I want to cut to you because you were standing in the darkness and whatnot, and something came in. Something left in the shadows and whatnot. It was more like you could sense it there for a few minutes and whatnot. Then you went to try and follow it. There never was a light, but where it went seemed to be into the solid wood of the ship itself. You ended up searching around a little bit more, and then you heard thump, thump, thump on the deck, and all sounds ended for you. There was no more sounds above you. What did you want to continue to do with your pull?
Well, I clearly am not making any headway on trying to break out. So I've got to try to find some way out. Is it possible for me to like spend more time searching or doing something? Maybe I can even get some attention by tapping along underneath where I heard the sounds.
You follow those sounds down towards the water, and as you investigate, you realize that there's actually an opening underneath the water. In other words, the deck above you goes down into the water, and as you were tapping along, you felt what was a doorway under the water, because again, you have no light source. But because you were choosing to use your investigation and follow those footsteps, you realize that going down under the water might be the way out. Are you willing to chance it?
All right. Yeah, why not? I mean, I'd rather go out than stay in here.
Do me a favor and make a Constitution roll for me. Constitution.
All right,
check.
here we go. A D20. That is another 9.
You get another 9. You go down under the water and whatnot, searching your way through. It gets incredibly difficult, and a couple times it's really tight before you finally get your way out underneath the ship. It's that tight. You scrape through. And your choice is, do you run back up on the back deck, or do you push even further to like just swim to the surface as best you can?
I mean, I'll try to like reach the surface, I think. But if I can find any spots on the side of the ship that are damaged or porous in some way that I can maybe use to try to climb up the side, pull myself up at the same time.
Moments
I don't know if
later,
there's any damaged spots.
You're literally in the middle of this damaged ship. There's all sorts of rubble and whatnot. There's the old mast that was coming forward. So using that, moments later, you're clearing the water. And as you clear the water, you see lights at the front of the ship and multiple people there.
Okay, well, it's time to watch from a safe 30-foot distance away.
Okay. So you start watching this all unfolding, and I'd like you to make a perception roll for me, please.
Watch me roll another 9. That was actually a nat 20.
Nat 20. So you're watching them, but your vision out of this corner, you see this boat in the distance with Remy in it. Because, Remy, you have a light source, right?
No.
No?
I have dark vision.
So no light source. Okay.
Yeah. Well, Godfrey's eyes glow.
There you go. So you see this lighted couple dots coming, like little mini lanterns, coming through as they light up the water in front of the boat. Coming all towards you. So you get a really good perception of everything going on right now, Athos. Huxley. You have been used as a bearer. You have been hidden behind. You tried to help this person, and Nerida is poking, and Klaak is now trying to both shove you and reach around and grope you a little bit.
Stop! We're the bad guys!
But it's so true. We're literally running from murder. That's how we got here.
Do you want to ready any action or do anything else or cast any more healing?
Let me see here. Huxley's going to ready if Klaak continues to do, tavern brawler and kind of what's that called? Grapple Klaak.
So you want to
Only
what
if
is
Klaak
the trigger?
continues.
So if Klaak continues to try to get at this guy, you're going to grapple him before he can. Okay.
Yes.
That way I know the proper triggers. Thank you.
And would that be... Okay, never mind.
Okay. And at this point, the individual that you are protecting doesn't want to get skewered again. Takes steps backwards, which will actually trigger an opportunity attack for Nerida to be able to take another strike if you would like, Nerida, as a reaction. And also Klaak and Huxley, if they wanted to, would be able to make
Natural
an attack.
20.
Sweet! Roll damage. Don't forget that your dice do explode. And you
Sorry,
may...
I clicked on the wrong button again, so it should be 4 plus 4 plus 1 and sneak attack. Did we double
Definitely
sneak
got
attack
that.
since it's a dice?
Yeah, it's a dice. All dice are doubled for a crit.
An additional 12.
So we got
Or
12,
14. So it should be a total of 19.
19. And we just had that healing from... Wow, literally this individual starts backing up and Nerida is able to poke again towards the chest. Literally slap, literally like, you thought the poke to the stomach was bad before? This one must go right above the heart towards this individual. Hacking away. You were worried about Klaak, but it's actually Nerida that's the deadly swashbuckler, able to get around this individual. How about you, Klaak? Definitely lower DC now. Do you want to do something?
I'm gonna climb up Huxley. Just start climbing up Huxley. This thing put me in a prison. Huxley, you would defend it? And if Huxley starts to grapple with me, that's fine. I got the big ouchie, so.
Okay, it's not actually your turn. This is the reaction. He's
sorry.
moving away. The
No,
opportunity
not
attack.
reacting.
Did you want to? Okay, you didn't want to use your opportunity. Huxley, did you want to use yours?
My reaction?
If you have a reaction to him moving out of combat, it gives you an opportunity attack if you want one on the one that you were protecting previously.
No.
All right, so the individual gets away, stabbed now, goes running off, and literally half dives, half staggers over the ship.
No.
And as they do, you hear no splash.
It means we can loot it.
Are we out of combat order?
No, we are not.
Okay.
Right now, that just completed theirs. And Nerida, you're up. You're the top.
Okay. I guess I'll just peer over the side of the ship.
Nerida, you move over and you look, and the water's not even rippling. Make a perception roll for me, please.
Sure. Natural 1.
What? Oh,
0.
that's an ouchie. There is a large, I don't want to call it a pipe. It's about 3 foot, maybe probably 24 inches wide. Looks like a ski sticking out of the water. You can't recognize what part of the ship it would be. It seems very odd. Again, about almost 2 feet thick, sticking up and out of the water. It runs parallel with the hull, but is not actually attached to it that you can see.
Can I guess, as a bonus action, throw some ball bearings down it?
Oh, sure you can. Yeah. You want to throw some ball bearings down onto it?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, grab a handful, subtract them from your thing, toss them. As you throw the ball bearings on it, they hit, skitter off, bounce into the water, and the water does ripple. So you know the water's there, the water's real. And this actually has a metallic sound when it hits. It's not wood at all.
Okay.
Is there
I
anything
guess
else you'd
that's
like?
my turn.
Okay. Klaak, you're up.
Yeah, so I crawl up Huxley.
Huxley would like to resist being crawled upon.
How about we do an opposed strength? Does that sound fair? Yeah.
This thing imprisoned me, Huxley. You must resist its magic. Did I roll or not? Yeah.
Okay.
It's the magic of charm.
Oh, there we go. And their rolls for our viewers are 14 and 10. So as Klaak is climbing, what does it look like? You guys describe it. Klaak, you're trying to climb up.
I'm imagining just a Heisman Trophy stance. Huxley's just boom, no problem, holding this goblin, just getting more and more furious.
To Goblin with this massive sword. Athos, you have seen this play out in front of you. And I'm skipping over Remy just for the moment. You've seen this play out in front of you, and you've seen the individual dive off the ship, but you can't see where they went because, again, the prow is in front of you, sticking out of the water. What are you doing during all this as the boat gets closer with these two glowing eyes?
Well, admittedly, chances are I'm probably going to keep, a somewhat safe distance away from the group and kind of be muttering to myself the words that they're saying to one another. I just feel like I could get a good grasp of the people who are here for the moment.
Remy, that lets me, as you're coming closer, could you please make a perception roll? I want to see if you notice Athos up there.
I would love to, because they've gone so well for the rest of my party this game. There's only one possible 5.
So no, you ain't got a clue. You start paddling towards your friends. You close the rest of the distance, skillfully using your javelins to push off of the piers that are there, the same ones that Nerida previously followed out. So you use those as your prods. Move yourself forward. You and Godfrey come into light, and they're able to see your light as you approach the deck. Go ahead. We're out of combat order for the moment, so there's really not a need until you bring in somebody else again.
Hello? Where's the drow? What are you two doing?
Huxley would like to kind of toss Klaak away a little bit to also look over the edge and try to see where the drow went.
Moving over next to Nerida, you peek over the side, and you can make a perception roll to see the same thing that she saw. $16. Far better than
Finally.
The one. Yeah. You actually see what appears to be a rope hanging off the front of the ship, and the rope is moving. You can't see anything on the rope or anything else, but there appears to be something that was previously hanging off the front of the ship, and it's, must be the water moving it or something else.
So there's a rope on the front of the ship. Oh, sorry. Ignore me just repeating everything you're saying. So
I'm not painting a very good
presumably-
picture. So the front of the ship is sticking up out of the water. You've all been standing on this slanted deck, and you move to the side, I guess on the side, and you look down, and Nerida was able to see this pole sticking out of the ground. But you, up at the front of the ship, there's a rope hanging down here, and it kind of drifts off towards this side of the ship, and it's just kind of swinging a little bit above the water.
Cool. So is there like some sort of hole in the ship that I think that maybe they swung on the rope into?
If it is, it would be on the other side of the ship because you don't see anything below you on this side.
Huxley's gonna go for it.
As in dive down and grab the rope, or
Yeah, he's gonna try.
Make an acrobatics roll. Nerida, you're seeing this as Huxley moves up next to you and then jumps off the side.
Can I use my golden crit?
You can do. Always golden crits can change things.
I'm gonna use my golden crit.
Okay, so one moment later, you dive off the side, you grab this rope, swing around, and as you grab onto this rope, it goes taut. You swing around the front of the ship, out of Nerida's sight. You're on the other side now, and as you swing around, you see this. Literally, you come around on the rope, and there's that same individual that you were helping plastered against the side of the boat, hanging onto it with nothing there, as if they were just literally grabbing onto it like a Spider-Man type thing onto the side of the ship. They seem as shocked as you are as you come swinging around the edge. You know that because the rope isn't attached to anything on this side, in a moment you'll swing back again to the other side of the ship. So do you want to do anything?
I want to try and jump off onto the place where they are.
They're literally hanging onto the flat of the ship, like hanging onto the wall like Spider-Man.
Huxley wants to try and do the same.
You want to just grab them or grab the ship?
Onto the ship.
Okay, so you're just going to try and grab the smooth wood of the ship. I just want to make sure that I'm understanding Huxley correctly. Or would you grab him?
Oh, no.
I don't know. It's up to you. I don't want to misinterpret you.
No, he wants to jump off and like pat their back as he falls to heels on.
Okay, so
Go get him, Tiger.
You use your movement to jump down, your acrobatics to grab the rope, fly around, and as you do, you're going to try and do a high five heel on them as you go by. Go for it.
Okay. Boo, boo, boo. He has done his best. Oh, am I supposed to wait? Was it?
Wow, that's a huge freaking heel. Holy smokes. Dude, yeah, they were quite bloodied and whatnot, and you cast a heel as you go sliding down. Nerida. So you saw them jump over the edge, grab the rope.
Sorry, Sean. We still have a banked wild magic surge.
Oh my gosh! On the spell.
We do.
That's the spell. Holy smokes. All right, let me grab my 10,000 table here. Kitty Doe, I need you to roll a D10,000, please.
A D10,000? How do I?
The
You
trial
can
just
literally type in
explodes.
Just do it in
/R
Roll20.
space D10,000 and it will do it.
/R?
/R
Yep.
space D10,000. So that's 40.
10000.
No, 10,000.
And you get a
I
990. What is with you people and these
Wait, no,
high
no, 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 no.
rolls?
I misdid it. I only rolled 1,000.
Oh, I would have just added an
One
extra
more
digit.
zero.
I thought it was 9,900. 6855. Oh my. Hang on 1 second. Let me open up my file.
All right. So this is how we kill the quest giver this time, is through wild magic.
Spooks, you're standing on the thing, on this thing. You're watching all this. You saw somebody just jump off the front of the ship. This boat with this glowing eyes is coming up, and you hear a howl above you.
Ooh.
As you're doing, you've never heard a sound like it before in your life. It's literally this howling, and then there's a stirring in the air, and it starts to stir across the waters. And as you do, you're looking out. Can you see very well in the dark?
Well, let me take a quick look-see. We will find out. No.
So, literally, you're looking up into the nothingness above you. You see this glowing light, and you start to see all these individuals on the ship front. Their clothes start to move and whatnot, and all of you on the ship front can start to feel this wind. You hear this howling, and Athos, you feel it pulling against you. You watch the water almost surging away from the ship. It's uncovering the ship. Oh my gosh, whatever is happening is taking the ship out of the water, maybe. No, you realize quickly, all of you, it's not taking the ship out of the water, it's taking the water away. It's howling, and it's coming down from above, and the water is being sucked out.
Take fall damage?
And Huxley, you fall down into the what should have been the water as it's pulled away, hitting the mud and the slop at the bottom, but it's not that far. Again, remember the ship is only, right there, so no, I'm going to say all the soft slop and mud, you don't have to roll for fall damage. But all of you have no idea what's going on because it's dark out there, but you feel this whipping wind. Nerida, you know from your experience exactly what this is. This is what's the equivalent of a tornado out here on the west? What do they call it? Tsunami?
Mr.
Typhoon! Typhoon, that's what we're looking at. You know this sound. The typhoon, it's being pulled out and all the water is getting sucked up and this air current is coming towards you. I need all of you to make acrobatics rolls to try and stay on the ship if that's what you're going to do as you get pulled across the deck. Huxley, you're on the ground. You don't have to make an acrobatics roll at all.
And me, who's right next to the ship and in a tiny boat, that could be very easily crushed.
Yeah, you're getting pulled out very quickly. You were just trying to get onto the shore, and suddenly your boat's being pulled out in the water. Away from the
is
ship.
that like more? Should that be more of the athletics to try and like keep my hold the? Because it's less like staying on and trying to.
Sure,
keep
you
the
can
ship
jam
under
your
control.
pole into something. Yeah, why not?
All right.
Would you like me to go ahead and roll
I'm
too?
worse at that, but I roll better.
You don't have
Heck
to
yeah.
show it. You just tell us. You're fine, Athos.
Okay.
All right, so Remy, you wedge your pole into the ground, trying to hold yourself in place. Nerida's got no problem. She's like bad storm whatsoever. Klaak, you would have been hanging on to Huxley had they not jumped away, but instead you're sliding across the deck down towards where the water is being pulled away, and you go off the other side. Huxley,
That drow used its magic to hurt us. I knew it. And I just fall backwards out of the ship.
Why is Klaak always right? always.
So,
At least we can blame Huxley again, right? Just say this is
Athos,
like fireball.
what did you roll? I missed it.
I rolled a base 11.
Base 11. It's above the 10 mark, so you're okay. You're able to hang on to what you've got for the moment, and this roaring is coming close, and you're starting to feel water like rain surging against all of your skin.
But it's really coming down now, right?
It is, yeah. It's like a full-on rain. It's a sideways rain. It's hitting that hard.
It's not over there, right? Towards the Koatoa village? Can I see that far?
It's coming from out in the water. Where the water was deep, yeah.
So, is it time to get out of Dodge? I think it's time to get out of Dodge. I can watch these guys just as good if they're dead on the ground.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to try and get to the Kuatoa village. It'll be sloppy and muddy, as you go along the bottom there, but yeah, you can absolutely do that.
I don't want to be here. So I'm not going to bother with stealth. I don't care who sees me. I'm just full on trucking it automatically to the village. No holds bar.
Okay. That's gonna be you start going along the bottom and whatnot. Remy, you can see you've got your pole planted in the ground as this being comes from the middle of the ship nearby, because remember you were in between the two as well. This person was up here, you were down here on the boat. As they leap off and start trying to run through the muddy bottom. What do you look like again, Athos?
Basically, the character is fully clothed from the neck down. But the thing is that from the top up, it would look like a strange fabric, and sometimes pieces of metal that expose along the head. It's kind of a smooth dome and smooth, vague facial features with large circular lenses where the eyes would be.
You in the helmet, hold on to something.
Grab a stick that's sticking up. I don't know, broken piece of wood.
Nerida, so you know what this is. Are you going to clue anybody in on what's going on or the best course of action?
I know what this is.
You've recognized storms like this before from the...
storm.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I'm just going to shout out... This is a typhoon, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just going to shout out, Typhoon! And hold on to your balls, people! And that's how I'm going to shout out as I hold on to the mast.
Perfect. Okay. You get yourself over, you move to the mast, you hang on. This storm starts coming down, and literally what it's done is it's sucked up half of this lake. Literally, the wild magic has funneled down something that is impossible to exist down here, as the nature of the very gods is unleashed in this area. Nerida, as this happens, you feel a strange sensation start flowing from your hand with the ring on it, up your arm. There's also it sounds almost like an echo of the storm rushing in your mind, as if this elemental gateway has opened between you and the storm itself.
Okay. I'm just gonna hold out the hand with the ring on it, then.
Okay. Is there anything you want to be trying to do other than holding it out? Or is it just you're hoping that something... What are your intents? Let me understand you.
I'm gonna just say... Okay. Cordelia, if this ring you gave me does anything really, really fancy, it should be making sure that it does the thing now. And that's all I'm gonna do. As I'm gonna try to focus on the ring.
I would like you to make an arcane check for me. I did not see that one coming.
Okay. Natural 1 for a total of 4.
Okay, beautiful. You hold it out to stop the storm, calling upon the powers of a name you know most intimately and a power that's totally unknown in your hand, and combining the two to hold back this storm. Klaak, Nerida, who's visible to you up on this by her little 5-foot glowing dagger next to her and whatnot, is holding out her hand as if controlling the storm. You're laying down now in the mud, just like, oh, and Huxley's not too far away since you've been blown off the side of the ship here. Hey, Huxley, about 15 feet. I'll give it to you two for a moment before I cut to Athos.
Huxley, where is the beast? We must find it and put it down.
Oh, Lysander. Please let this stop.
The ultimate need is about to happen.
It's okay, everyone.
Our mind is still muddled by it.
Huxley prayed today. You've prayed to your god today. Yeet!
Yeah. Athos, what does it look like as you try to get to the shore?
Well, I'd say it looks pretty awful, but at the same time, Remy just yelled at me to hang on to something, right?
Yeah, and there's piers sticking up from the dock that was here previously.
Okay, and he's just out there kind of out in the middle of this now void lake.
No, you're in between the ship and the Kuatoa village where the pier once was that the ship was docked to. And so you can go from those pier masts, you're in the mud and whatnot, but you can use whatever you would like.
I might have I think the full gravity of the situation only just now dawned on me, cuz I thought you were not on the lake bed. So I think I mean, we could still say Remy said that, but maybe Remy would be like, wait, that's actually a horrible idea. Maybe get to something.
And then all you hear it say is, maybe that's actually a horrible idea. And he runs back towards you and tries to jump towards your boat and climb up into it.
Oh, no.
He mirrors your voice.
Sloshing
I didn't
through
say
the,
that.
Sloshing through the mud, Athos closes the distance, dives at you and Doggo in this little raft on the bottom of the muddy bottom that you're holding onto with a spear jammed into the ground.
So I, how do I put this? Sean, we previously roleplayed that my dog only had a certain select number of people on the list of things it doesn't naturally go for.
Right.
And there's currently an unknown person diving at my ship
Yep.
or boat.
Yep.
Your dinghy!
You're not gonna make me lose a bunch of channel points, are you? Right now.
So I think Godfrey might go for a chomp. Just because it's a dog, it's scared. There's a tornado happening.
There is a tornado happening.
So Rembrandt will say, wait, I didn't say that. Wait, who are you? Oh goodness! As Godfrey surges forward, and I can roll damage for that, attack for that if you want. Oh my! I just think that would be a funny part of the scene. Is that all right if I roll the attack for that, Sean?
Sure.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
I'll take the damage. I'll take the hit.
17.
I'm pretty sure that hits your AC right now while you have no armor or anything else, so...
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
so that's 10 force damage. So there's a sort of whirring of the gears inside, and it sort of opens up its jaw and goes to gnash, and sort of out of its mouth is this just wall of force, sort of like a magic missile, right? Just boom, shoots out and just nails him. Well, as it bites down as well. It's sort of it's a melee attack, but it uses force.
Okay. I'm going to shoot over to Kitty, but I'm going to ask a question yet first because I'm seeing things redeemed and I'm seeing random pandemonium, which one is that, Alex? Because I didn't
That's
call
your
anything
everything random table. That's the good, bad, and the ugly.
Oh, the good and the bad table? Okay.
I also clicked to redeem by accident, so just feel free to just ignore that, and I just wasted 600 points for no reason.
Well, who do you want to give the healing to? Don't forget, the
Give it
drow's
to the
still on
person
the
I
side
just
of the ship.
attacked.
I'll think about it. Let me think about it.
Okay.
Well, the drow was still healed, right? That was.
I don't want to heal that bitch.
All right, so now I gotta jump over to my 2 tables since it's random. Let me flip for which one high.
We'll say
above,
heal the new person. Heal this entity that we don't recognize.
Yeah.
There you go. So roll for 1d4, Nerida, and let them know how much they get.
Doherty D&D says they gave the healing.
Oh.
Oh, it's weird because it said
I can't
mine said redeeming healing for 600.
All right. Give me one moment, please, guys.
Okay. I'm just gonna
The
put
only
all
way
my
to
points
stop
into the
this
one-shot
storm is
thing.
to kill this drow, and I will not stop until it's dead.
Huxley's gonna open up a whole new can of fire on you guys.
Oh no! So Rembrandt is sort of I didn't say that. Oh, you're moving fast. Oh, Godfrey, no! Oh, I am so
Godfrey, bad
Godfrey,
boy.
No. Oh, God, that looked very painful.
Huxley, your brain's not working
Godfrey,
right.
no!
It's muddled by this drow's magic. Move out of
Listen,
my way.
listen. People are bad because we don't give them a chance to be good. I understand that they hurt you, but now is the time to turn the other cheek and show them that there's another way.
I have no other cheek. Just the
Yes,
one
you do.
cheek.
You have 2. And you have
Where?
2 back here.
And the
That's
2
4
on the back.
cheeks.
It wants my back cheeks?
You have to turn all of your cheeks.
I will not turn my cheeks to no drow.
Oh,
I don't think their name is
so
Drow.
last
You have
I
to-
heard, let me
I
put my
really
headphones back
don't.
in. I apologize
You
about
have to
that.
clap
Somebody,
them. Clap
I
them.
have a pretty much open door policy, and we had an individual that literally opened the door and came in, and I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, yeah, I didn't think about that. I should probably lock my door before I stream. Okay. Last I heard I thought it was Nerida, but then Doherty D&D said they were doing it or something like that. I got a message.
It's Doherty. I don't see anything
so
from Nerida.
Athos
but
gets some healing.
you were doing the random roll. You were doing the randomonium.
Thank you.
Pandemonium.
Yeah, that threw me off. Random Pandemonium. That's actually a neat thing. You can have a plot point for naming it that. I was just thinking random good or bad, and I like your Pandemonium better. Sorry, Kat, you can't have this right now. Random Pandemonium. All right, I already rolled for the lower table. And Random Pandemonium. Hang on one second.
Randomonium was a pretty good name too, I gotta say, Alex.
Randomonium is nice. Oh, that's interesting. And flip through book. I would like each of the players here to roll a d20. Let's see who gets high. Or you could roll D. Yeah, we said d20. Go for it. Uh-oh, we lost somebody. What happened?
Ooh.
Where'd
we
Nerida
lost
go?
Nerida.
She wandered off a second ago and then just disconnected, I guess. Maybe internet went out or something.
Yeah, she wasn't at her computer to DC, so... don't worry, everybody. My charming face is still in shot. So, welcome to the Alex Kermich D&D podcast. We do
My face
occasionally
was
roll
also in
dice.
shot still, so you are going to have to battle me.
Oh.
Uh,
18.
6.
And 18 and a 6. 5 DM inspiration for a character.
Oh, yeah. Knight wants inspiration for Klaak.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I used it. I used it very importantly, I think, to fail something. No, last time.
Not last time. He uses...
I think Spicy give us all
we have a chatter wondering if they can use points to give an NPC inspiration.
I think so, yeah.
We have something that we also have Plotter's inspiration that's just stacked.
Yeah.
On the stream. Yeah. They were asking NPC.
Yeah.
Yes.
Give Sean inspiration.
Sean, someone's saying that you're muted, Sean, because this is just...
How did that happen again?
We're just a cursed stream.
Oh, because OBS is gone, and you were doing it through OBS, and it won't do it through the Zoom, probably. Weird. Yeah.
He is working on his mic problems.
Technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Welcome to
75.5.
55.5 The Weasel.
I feel like we should just start making up things that Sean is
Like
saying.
a bit or what? What kind of jokes do you have, huh?
Who?
All right,
Well,
so I literally
what
just
would
had to
you do?
reinstall the snowball again for...
Well, you were talking about cheeks. What exactly do you do
Wow.
with cheeks?
Now
I
it's
thought it was more of an eyeball thing with Huxley.
I have no idea.
The
You turn
eyeball
them,
thing
you turn them
was
into
personal.
what exactly?
There we go.
I don't know if I should say
I'm hoping that
XXZ night or if
Stranger
I
gets
should
back
just
in
say
here, I
night.
was just saying. All right, so we just rolled on the table. Who got the high roll? Wow.
That would be Colton.
Colton got the Klaak. I like it. Colton's like, don't hurt me. You can hurt my PC, not me. Klaak.
I'm sensitive. Klaak is not.
Klaak. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, good.
We're going down in an earlier round.
7.
A 7. Klaak, having fallen into this mud, and then you started talking to Huxley. While you love to eat fish heads, you're not used to eating the mud from the bottom of the thing, and you become violently ill for the next minute. For the next 10 rounds, you will be
Sorry about that.
puking and hurling. No, we're just glad that you came back. Let me try and get everybody in their right spots, and...
Oh, it's done it to me too. Huxley, please help.
I think that's actually right.
The draw has made me sick with some kind of ray of sickness.
Welcome back.
Oh my.
It will not
Huxley
stop,
rubs your
Huxley,
back
till
comfortingly.
I am so ill. And it can only
They really
be the
want you to
thing.
turn that cheek.
Do you need me?
Oh,
do you
no.
need me to pat your back until you puke?
Oh, please. Can you
Did
help
someone
me?
drink another triple shot again?
As you're
Nope,
starting to
that
talk
wasn't
to
me.
one another, the wind has picked up and the whole ship tips a little bit. Remy, your raft, the only reason you're not moving is because you're so low to the ground. Nerida, you've piled on, or you're hanging onto this mast. You slip down it in typical fashion. You know, anywhere up high, you always pull people out of the riggings. When this stuff comes, you're like, get low as possible. So she knows. She gets low to the ground. Luckily, Remy and Doggo and the newcomer, Athos, are low. Huxley, you're low. Klaak is low. Who's not low is the ship itself. The holes, the bits sticking up. As this whirling wind pulling up the water starts to roll the whole ship over, which is literally where Huxley and Klaak are, right on top of them. Luckily, the Tiefling and Athos and Doggo are in the middle, but Klaak... And you're safe, Nerida, because you're in the middle too. You got to the mast. But Huxley and Klaak, it's coming right on top of you. What are you planning to do? The
Can I
wind
use
is
shape?
pulling us in.
How far away is Huxley from me?
Maybe 30 feet?
30 feet is perfect because that's just within my range. Can I use shape water to as the water hits him to make an air bubble around him? Around his head?
The water is not what's doing it. It's the wind. So this thing
it's
has
the
sucked up
wind.
all the water. The water got pulled out into the middle, and you now have this typhoon
wish water was
of
the problem.
magical water.
Okay.
Yeah, from the 6,588. Literally, it is sucking up the entire thing. There's just the ship in the mud, and it's rolling over on top of them in the mud now, about to flatten them down into it.
Yes. Huxley would like. No. Can you describe the land for me? Like has the mud kind of like for however long the ship's been crashed here? Has the mud kind of come up an hour?
You guys destroyed it only a session ago or so.
Has the mud kind of come up at all? Like that way, like there's a slope going down away from the ship.
Oh, there is a slope going down because it gets deeper as you go out. In fact, because you're looking, you have advantage on a perception roll to notice something.
Okay, to core. And just as a reminder, at any point you can make me re-roll things at disadvantage because I am unlucky.
Yeah, I don't think we've had a long rest yet to put that back to 3, but you're right.
Yeah,
we
we
still
have.
got 2 left for today. Did we get a long rest already?
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
So I need to
Let's-
move your unlock
Yeah,
Hux
the
to
ship
3.
crashed like 9 hours ago.
There you go. Ship got smashed. All right, so unlock Hux is now back at 3. Pandorolium. Oh my god, that's true.
I think on, by the way, on our stream, I think you still have Colton and I switched.
Oh, I do! Take plot points today. Take a couple plot points. Sorry about that. And... Whoop. Oh, it adjusted
Klaak
everybody.
will be played by Stranger.
There you go.
Murder
That'd be a fun
everybody!
session. Everybody switching characters for a session and trying to roleplay as each other.
That'd be funny for
Oh my
a one
gosh.
shot.
We gotta add that to the
Hi,
points.
I'm Huxley.
I'm
Don't
Klaak,
really know
I
how
kill
I got
everybody.
here, but
I am Nerida and I'm far too important for you.
All right. All the chatters can put in there what they think that would be worth to make all the players for like 5 minutes play as
Character
somebody else's
swap.
character. What would that cost? How many points should that be? It's got to be something high, not low.
Oh,
at
that
least
one's gotta be
20,000.
like for 5 minutes. That's gotta be like 3K or something.
3K.
Hold me.
like 10K.
Huxley, it
maybe
hurts
more.
me.
I was being generous.
I like your generosity. I think that chaos would be good. Nerida, you're seeing this happen. You're seeing the fact that the dog that Remy is using is standing in a growling pose against having just snapped at Athos and bitten him and whatnot, is probably the most prone to fly away at this point.
That's cool because I don't even know what the fuck that thing is. Because I haven't seen it be invented yet.
My dog's gonna fly away.
Dog
It's
yet!
You have noticed something too with your hand out, Nerida. None of the rain is hitting you.
Oh!
The wind is there, but all the water is literally parting around you. You know, there's
I am
only bits of
Jesus.
water in the air, but yeah, it's parting around you,
okay.
which is particularly weird.
That is weird. I'm gonna shout out, okay! What is that thing? And I'm gonna point to the door. I'm gonna point to Godfrey as I shout out, what is that?
I still need to know what Klaak and Huxley are doing about the ship rolling over on them too. You can continue, Remy. I just wanted to get them thinking about it.
It's
You
it's
had
God-
me roll. Oh.
It's Godfrey. He's my new. Isn't he amazing?
She was talking about
What is
Athos.
he? Yeah, let's skip over to them.
I wasn't taking away from you. Go ahead. I was just joking about
Yeah,
it.
Athos, do you say anything? Because Rembrandt completely forgot about you. after
He's
someone asked
literally
about it.
just clinging onto the boat as he's being gnawed on at the same time and repeating Rembrandt's words. Godfrey, no! Godfrey, no! Godfrey, no!
Make a performance roll for me.
Okay, I just threw that D20 on the floor. It's gone forever.
Gone forever.
Time to switch to the
Goodbye
breast.
forever.
Have you ever wondered
That's
if you're a
an
nerd?
18.
Do you have backup D20s?
As you do that,
Yeah.
I have
Godfrey
about
lets
30
go of
backup
you.
D20s.
Athos,
That works
The doc-
for me.
Remy, did you catch that?
Yeah, I caught that.
Okay.
How did you? I mean, good boy, Godfrey, but oh, what are you? Sort of turning, be like, but yes, this is Godfrey, isn't he?
What
He's
is
great.
that? And I point to the thing Godfrey's gnawing on.
I'm not quite sure, but seems friendly enough. Has an amazing singing voice.
Oh, that's nice.
So I think
What?
in
In terms
response to any questions as to like, what is that? And he just said that a little bit ago. Just repeat, good boy, good boy.
Good boy.
And his voice
you're-
sounds
you're a
exactly
good
like
boy.
yours as he does it, Remy.
I don't know where that D20 went.
He's
Underfoot,
can-
I'm
I think
sure.
we
You'll
can pan
step
back
on
to
it
Klaak.
later.
Klaak and Huxley. What are we doing? Ship's about to roll on
You
you.
had Huxley roll a perception roll to see something.
Oh yeah, what did you get? I forget.
I got a 17, but do you want me to roll again?
There's
with
an
unlock
interesting
or
thing
anything?
over where the mast has fallen off the ship. You can see what appears to be like stone leading down. Remember how I said yes, it does slope down. The whole thing. You're up here at the shore edge, but it slopes down deep as if you were in the middle of like the lake was a valley or everything pointed down. But interestingly, from where the kind of the dock is and those wood piers, you also see stone piers, and they would have never gotten to the surface. They seem to lead down this, almost like lanterns on a stair or something like that, But it won't help you in this, but you do notice it.
Okay. I don't think that there's any sort of way that we can hide next to it to prevent us from getting hit by the ship.
You can try to get over there if you want to try and get that way.
Can Huxley make an intelligence roll to see whether it would be more beneficial to go over to the rock to hide, or to cast the water spell to have to have a bunch of water come down on us to help swoosh us away from the ship?
I love it. Absolutely. Make a roll.
Huxley's intelligence. Oh, he got a nat 20!
Dude,
I'm a 17.
you know that your water roll would
You can make that
absolutely
reroll.
get you both out of here quick if you could generate enough water.
Cool.
Huxley, it's
Let's
hurting me.
Huxley wants to
He adds
grab-
water. Vomit water.
Huxley wants to grab onto Klaak as he casts 20 gallons of water over them.
That's
Where
not
do
a
you
whole lot
grab
of
me,
water. I
buddy?
was picturing more like stuff that Nerida does. 20 gallons isn't a whole lot.
Knight wants you to unlucky Huxley on that.
Oh man, that is so not nice. We'll do it
Huxley,
because
you
Chad asked
satisfied?
for it, but I feel for you. That is so wow.
Let's do it.
Chad is mean. All right, re-roll it. Poor. Huxley?
Nat 1. Nat 1. Nat 1.
Let's see if you still know the best way
Intelligence!
out.
Woo!
Cool. So you consider it, and then you're like, I don't have enough water to do this. Clearly, I should just roll out of the way. Oh, that went
Okay.
badly, quickly. That was not nice, chat.
Klaak's gonna drown in more ways than one.
Chaos.
Hux is instead going to grab Klaak. He's still grabbing Klaak, and he's gonna try and dart them over to the stone instead to help get cover and hide from the quickly falling ship.
So you start grabbing him. Klaak is still puking as you pull him along, sloughing through this as the ship rolls over, and you quickly see that. Actually, you don't because you're focused on Klaak. All right, so you start rolling over. Nerida, can you make a perception roll since you were seeing all this go down, Remy and them and
You
your
asked
friends?
me to make perception rolls because they always end up so well. That's a
Nobody's
10.
done well on perception rolls. A 10.
I have a -1 to perception. I never do well on perception. I'm
Sean, you have to
investigation, not
realize.
perception.
You have to realize, Sean, all of us are blind, and we're in a deep, dark hole.
Yeah.
We're in the deep, dark, deep down.
And
And
as
I mean that in more ways than one.
that's it. You are in this emotional deep dark hole as the ship rolls over. Huxley's able to pull Athos just out of the way as part of the ship literally twists and then starts tumbling down deeper into this, and the rear end of the ship starts pulling as this literally like tornado over water just starts sucking everything up literally into itself. Water pouring down on everybody except for the Genasi, depending on how you want to say it. Or Genasi, sorry. We can always still do the J sound. Gets pulled up, literally, and moments later there's this huge sound of crashing as the water pummels back down, floods up, sending debris everywhere, smashing everything that was at the bottom of the lake, sending this tidal wave of mud, muck, debris, boat bits, rocks, everything sailing up and out of this because it has pulled it all up into the sky and then drops it back down, flushing out up over the Kuatoa village, carrying you all in this mud and water debris. I need you each to make a Constitution save, and then I'll roll for the damage as you're carried along with the mud and the debris.
Do I see the body of the Capitana?
You did not. That was what I had you make a perception roll for.
Okay. As I make my Constitution save, was it?
I need each of you to make a Constitution save, and then I'll roll for damage based on what you roll for your Constitution save.
Alright, as I make my save, I'm just gonna shout out, "Is it still your ship, bitch?"
No. Yeah, no ship left now. Thanks to
18.
Sean, I did a check on accident. That should be an 18.
Okay. I could not find where to put those on the screen because it's too far down on my list of layers. Sadly.
Okay.
Oh, there it is.
18 for the two of us, then.
Boom. So, Constitution 11, 16. Nerida got, you said 18?
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Yep,
did
I
Alex.
see it there. Remy's got a 16. What do you got, Athos?
That's
Remy got
a
an
check.
18.
So that was a check. It should be a save, so I should add my proficiency to that.
Okay. Perfect. So
I
Remy
rolled
goes
a
even higher.
base 8.
Okay. And Klaak, I don't see you on there, buddy.
Do I need a roll con again?
Yeah. Con save.
15.
You guys are scattered into the cavern as the Kuatoa village is washed over by mud debris, literally forcing the water of the dark lake out to the sides, cascading up against the walls, destroying everything. The ship, the docks, the layers, casting the mud and the debris from the silt at the bottom of this lake out to the sides, leaving you pushed up against the edges, scattered from one another, clinging underneath and trying to pull yourself out of the mud and the debris. If you got a 15 or above, you will take half damage for what I'm about to roll. I think we might just lose some players at this one. I don't know.
Acid breath.
Oh my gosh, that is some of the lowest rolls of my night. Wow. Never mind, it's only 11. Literally, it was 2d20 of damage, and I rolled a 10 and a 1. So, wow. Half damage on that.
Dice.
You
Don't
guys
let
are
them
just...
fool you.
Well, they are. Anytime I grab the big dudes, that's my low rollers. It's true. But it's 11, so divide that in half. If you got less than a 15, you take all 11. If you got a 15 or above, you take half of that, and we'll round it down, even though D&D says I'm supposed to round up, and we're going to do 5.
Just spit out some blood.
Where did Huxley grab Klaak at?
on his
He
body?
grabbed him, probably. Oh gosh, where did he grab him? Probably like from under the shoulders.
So you got the big ouchie, so I think we're stuck together still.
Oh, I had not thought about that. How much damage does Big Ouchie do?
I think it's 2d4 for grabbing me.
Oh, roll some damage on poor Hux.
Just like skewered.
That is
slightly.
unlucky. I didn't even think about that. Big Ouchie, that coat covered
For the
in
folks
spines.
at home, yeah, for the folks at home, Klaak is wearing a like coat that is a porcupine,
You
basically.
take 4 damage and we're like connected together.
I hope you're ready to drown because Huxley's unconscious.
He can breathe underwater though. We're
Yeah,
fine.
no, Huxley can, but Klaak can't. And Huxley's just a giant weight stuck to Klaak.
And literally, you're covered in all this debris and mud. That's what it's pushed out
And
the
Remy-
sides. Is the
Remy
water.
doesn't
Someone
see this
redeemed
either,
healing.
right?
Someone redeemed
Right?
healing.
Oh! Saw some healing come up there in the chat.
1d4 to Hux.
How can we get those to pop up on screen?
I don't know if those ever
We'll
do.
figure it out
easily.
later.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out a way. Yeah. But cool. So roll some. I'll roll real quick on some dice here for healing, and you get 3 points of healing.
Woo!
Oh.
Sorry, I thought I was going under there for a second, but it turns out Lysander came just in time.
And it takes about, it's at least a minute before you guys get this kerfuffle shuffled out as you guys are each emerging. Now, Klaak and Huxley are together. Everybody else is separated, including Godfrey from his master.
The boat didn't help.
No, you were, this thing when it came down was like a tidal wave washing everything away.
Yeah.
So literally just smashing into walls. I mean, just picture like picking up a goldfish bowl, taking all the water out of it, and then just dropping it into the goldfish bowl, and there's the little stones and sediment and everything just washes up. It wipes out everything because the water's got nowhere else to go. Just up against
So
the
he
walls
definitely
and
woke
back
up
down.
the giant creature again.
Ah, fuck.
Oh, obviously. I'm gonna make that con save for Godfrey to make sure that he wasn't. See how much damage he took. Okay, so he just takes the 5.
Start peering around for the Capitana's body.
Rembrandt's sort of just like,
Okay.
trying to struggle to not drown, looking around for anything to grab onto or anything like that. Where's the boat? That sort of thing.
Instead of looking for the captain's body, I'll grab Remy.
You can try and make a perception roll to see him because, like I said, you guys are scattered from one another after this.
Oh, okay.
And I don't have light on me, and it's pitch black.
Oh, never mind. Then I wouldn't be able to see him at all. So never mind.
Yeah.
I don't have dark vision.
Yeah. This
You
is one
hear
of those
the
scenarios
panic
where it's like
tiefling off in the distance.
roll to even figure out do we have our stuff anymore. After this calamity. Nice thing is we know you survived. As you guys try to figure out what are your intents? How are you going to find one another? Athos, do you even want to find these people? Literally, like, you're on a,
I do plan on finding them again because they're about the only thing that I can look at or interact with at the moment, as far as I know. But I will admit I'm probably going to spend a solid 10 seconds face down in the mud and sand, just defeated and laying there. Godfrey, no.
Remy! Huxley! Everyone else!
Oh God, is that the Demogorgon again?
Yes, I am the Demogorgon. What is a Demogorgon?
Demogugu.
I just start shouting, Limo Goo Goo, Limo Goo Goo.
Oh no!
No, I do not do that.
No.
I do not do that.
Oh, I was so
I'm
excited there for a
joking.
minute. I believed her.
Oh god. But yeah. Sean, does like Remy see any, or do any of the people that are currently swept up see anything we can cling on to?
I
or
need to
anything?
know
I
what
think most
the
intent is.
intents of the others are first, so that I can kind of like put a picture together.
So, not Huxley. Huxley and Klaak are stuck together. Now, are they in the water right now?
I had picture. You know what? Let's make a rule for it. Oh, I've got a non-bad dice. Let's find out. And I still got
I
it.
called him out.
You are in wetness, but it's mostly mud, and you would be suffocating because you can breathe underwater, but you cannot breathe in mud.
Huxley's gonna start trying to get himself and Klaak out because Klaak's only got, so much air. He wants to try and get them to the surface as soon as possible.
Okay.
Huxley finally gets up off of me, and I'll push myself out from underneath.
Guys, make some strength rolls to see if you can dig yourself out from this.
Strength rolls. Do-do-do-do-do.
Everybody that was stuck in the muck, or
No,
You want
just
me to
these two.
re-roll at any point?
Okay.
9.
9. Huxley, because you're trying to help him, the pair of you end up making it to the surface, but it is a gasping struggle before you finally get there. Athos, you were ended up on top of some debris and whatnot, face down. And Remy, and as you guys come to the surface, you can hear shouts in the distance, but it's not only your fellow players. It's various sounds that you now recognize as Kuatoa. There's screaming, there's wailing, there might be bloop bloop sounds. Maybe somebody's worshiping the Limu Gugun, but you can't quite be sure with all the different sounds going on. But the whole place, whereas it had an aura of stillness before, there are sounds of, and amidst all the sound are the sounds of dripping water and the occasional sound of what sounds like cracking stone every now and then. And you realize from wherever you are, as there's one loud crack and then a splash, that the water moving has broken away stalactites from the ceiling. The crashing water against the sides has created fissures in the walls. The bubble that you were in previously is no longer stable. And all of you can notice there is a glowing from out in the lake near the middle.
That's not good. Shade and Shackle gave Klaak inspiration.
Okay. I don't think that he used it since the last time. I don't think I turned
It's
it
not
on.
marked on.
Yeah, I just didn't turn it on. That was my bad. So we still have that one in the hole.
I'll use it now. Where's B.O.S.E? And I'll look for B.O.S.E.
Okay, make a investigation roll.
Oh, goodness. Okay, good. This is what I'm good at.
Yeah.
It's detective work. 11. It's pretty
There we
good
go.
for me.
It
With
is.
your inspiration?
Well, I mean, I think I get inspiration, and I'll use the
Yeah,
one.
he gets it right back.
What's that? Who's going to be right back?
Well, no, he gets it right back because he used the one that he already had given to him free, and then he.
B.O.S.E, we have to go.
You yell out towards bows and whatnot, and your investigative efforts know that from the Kuatoa's response to him, that's probably where he is. It doesn't take long before you surmise that, yes, you see vines moving in the distance trying to pull things off of fallen Kuatoa. Most of them are dead. Fish people don't do well in mud any more than people do. They don't breathe mud. And Bose is over there working through the wreckage. This large vine and stone creature trying to save the ones that he can, trying to restore
B.O.S.E, we
order
have to get
to the chaos.
we have to get to that tunnel. This whole place is coming down. I cannot see anything good. And look at what is that? And I point out to out in the light.
He looks underneath, again, the glow coming from underneath the water at the bottom of the lake. And he says, "This entity does not know, but if we are responsible for this, I must help them and set this right." Athos, you had your hand up. What were you going for, brother?
Do I see all of this basically fish person holocaust that's going on right now?
Sure, if you would like, yeah, you can absolutely see where the remainders of the Kuatoa village is.
Hey now, let's. Hey, maybe not. Hey, like
It's pretty
it's not our
devastating.
fault. It's
this
not
is
our
like,
fault, right? It's
It's
not
like
our
beaches
fault.
in
It was
Normandy with
Lyrander's
like
fault.
a fish man picking up his arm and walking along.
I do want
It
to,
was
you know, the nice
Lyrander's
thing is
fault.
it truly wasn't the players this time. I do believe that was a wild magic surge from the chat, who has now
Yeah.
succeeded in devastating.
Hashtag blame chat.
Yeah,
Mhm.
this is what happens when you give chat a little power. Now you notice why there's nothing on that list that says you can help the NPCs specifically, because chat would just boost up the villains, and I'm like, yeah, we're not doing that. These guys are enough danger on their own. They don't need the villains.
Really are
help.
though.
You took out that captain quick. I appreciated that, man. Right from the initial poke, I was like, oh, dude, that's a lot of damage.
Damn it! I'm looking for her body still.
That's it. You're gonna have to find it amidst all this debris. You gotta find the remains of anything. Just there's so much.
Capitana!
You have no idea how much
Capitana!
stuff is everywhere. It's just mud. Like there's literally like no remains of the village because the mud has been washed to the outside. I mean, just even finding a way out from here is gonna be hard. Walking through it, maddening. Yeah, Wolves, yeah, we would never do that, right, Wolves? Wolves is like, I've been watching this since the beginning. I've been itching till we got points to be able to do things.
It will do us no.
You guys can now
Wolves.
hear Nerida looking out, searching.
Come with us. Bose, it will do no good to die with these people. We have to go.
Make
Huxley's also gonna look for this lady.
Chad has a question for us when you have a second.
Sure. Wait, I can't remember. Did Sean roll for the pandemonium, or was that all the
That's
wild
exactly
magic?
Yeah,
No.
the pandemonium
I
made
did-
me sick.
I did roll. Yep. Klaak got. That's
Okay.
how he got so ill.
Okay.
A poisoned effect for 1 minute solid, where the person can do nothing but throw up. Literally, can't take movements. Nothing.
Always with the vomiting.
You know.
He was thinking about that
Happens.
drow too long and got sick.
You said persuasion?
We just wrote it off as mud in the mouth. That's how we described it happening.
Black rolling persuasion. This is just all
Is that what
your
we're doing?
investigation before, and
Yeah.
now a persuasion.
You gotta try
My
and
per-
persuade Bose to listen to you, because Bose's nature is to set the balance right and take care of these people.
14.
I did not set a DC, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have him roll against you. Wow, your friendship wins out. He got an 8. I gotta stop using the bad dice when I want to win. I gotta put those on the other side.
So,
Not big
I
blue.
just want to say, chat has decided that this is all Huxley's fault.
What?
He didn't
So-
mean to. It's just that he's not a very lucky person.
Their options were chat, or Huxley.
Wow, we're gonna have to take that ability away. I noticed it wasn't Remy or Doggo's fault, so you clearly know these polls are getting tainted.
Yeah.
We're gonna need to get a real serious moderator who can, add Remy in there.
I
to
don't know
these
what
things.
you mean.
I'm
Serious
feeling,
moderator.
somebody who's not tainted. Remy, we're gonna start seeing it in there, but Remy's our savior and stuff. Please vote that. You start persuading Bose, the others start coming in. Athos, what are you thinking as you approach these others? You've got Huxley and Nerida calling out. Remy is, I'm guessing, looking for something because he's making bark noises and stuff.
Well, yeah.
Calling out to Godfrey.
Remy's still in my mind, Remy's still swept up in all of this, trying to just grab a hold of something. If either make it to shore or if he sees Godfrey, he'll just hold on to Godfrey and then realize hope Godfrey can doggy paddle.
With
He
your
does have this one-
Constitution save and then the after the thing, you found yourself up on an upper ledge about 30 feet above the muck against the wall. But Doggo is
Okay.
not with you, Godfrey.
Okay, yeah, the Godfrey's the most important thing right now. Godfrey, will be calling out.
Athos, you can hear the call from up above you.
Okay, so can I look around and try to spot where everybody is at, or even just anything around me? Just a general look around.
Do you have any light source?
I do not.
Can you see in the dark?
I cannot.
So then the answer to your question is no.
Okay, well,
Nobody
then
has chosen
I guess
to put any light sources up.
I'll
I
throw
got my
a prayer
5
into
feet
the
dagger.
darkness.
5 and 5.
How long does that last for?
Until it
I
spells.
think as long as I want it to, even if I lose consciousness. 24 hours, I think.
It's just a light spell. So 5 and 5 on my
It's
dagger.
not even a light spell. It's just like a class ability.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Like
Huxley is still
plane
trying
waving it
to
around.
find the drow that was on the ship, even if that means swimming back out towards the ship to try and search
no.
for her.
Oh no.
So the ship is no longer at the end of the docks. It's been sucked in and then dropped down, and it's not there anymore. Nor is the pier, nor is, and again, the village is pretty much covered almost completely in mud. You'd have trouble knowing where the village is. You want to swim out towards where you think the ship was, is what you said, right?
Yeah.
So you leave the water a little bit. You're guesstimating. Make an sorry, it's intelligence. I know that's not your strong suit, but you really got to make an intelligence to try to figure out even where this is.
What are you talking about? Huxley thinks he's smart.
While she's rolling that, did you say that we all saw the glowingness at the center of the water, or just somebody?
Everybody can see that glow.
Okay,
in the
okay,
middle
okay,
of,
okay, thank you.
Far out in the middle of the lake from under the water. There is a glow like a sunrise beneath the water. And it's all murky, because the water
so
is muddy.
good.
So whatever it is, it's got to be bright to be coming through muddy water.
Yeah.
And it's a
since I was
orangish
calling out,
brown.
Sorry. Since I was like calling out and looking for Godfrey, can I roll perception? Since I only can see like 60 feet around me. So.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Let's see if you can roll
And,
high enough to do something fun.
Just to throw that on top of there, he's mirroring your voice still because he's been doing that for a while now, and so every time you say that, there's like an echo of another voice.
I'd like to use 8 plot points to make that a 15.
Okay. You make that a 15, and you realize immediately that possibly Godfrey's imitating your voice nearby. Maybe his lights have gone out because it sounds like your voice and whatnot. So Godfrey's mechanical, and maybe this is part of the unknown abilities that you've given him, because whenever you speak, your voice is coming from about 50 feet away from you down below somewhere in the darkness.
Okay, so sort of like grab onto the side of the side of the ledge, and sort of look down. Godfrey, we've got to get out of here now.
Godfrey, we've got to get out of here now. Comes back.
Yeah,
Just
pretty much. Get out of here now.
Yes, exactly. No, sort of look for a way to get that back down there, and I do have a rope, so but Godfrey wouldn't really be able to use a rope, so Rembrandt's looking for a way to get down from the ledge to his prized invention.
You could try and just jump into the muck and hope it's soft. You pretty much knew it was soft already.
That sounds like a very easy way to get waist deep in muck and then drown very quickly, or get eaten by a Demogorgon. So, Rembrandt will take time to look for a different way down.
Make an investigation roll to find the best way.
Okay.
And because you can see in the dark,
this is... Yeah.
There's no disadvantage.
16.
Very nice.
Me!
You move
Huxley!
along the edge, hearing some other voices nearby. You head towards them as best you can, and you deduce that some of the debris that has come up is actually mud over stone so that you won't sink. A few minutes later, you're able to slide down it, down towards the mud, and as you continue to call out, the voice that you were hoping is Godfrey closes in on you, and Athos comes closer. During this time, you also see somebody
you!
has lit lights in the distance. Maybe villagers, maybe moving about, but there's a couple lights over
Maybe
there.
dog eyes?
Could be. What a sneaky
Remy's
DM.
invention!
That's actually
Where'd
pretty
you
close
go?
to you. Nerida, you stop calling for the pirate, but you see these two things, and you recognize immediately Remy's invention. It's
shit.
it's stuck beneath some things. Its rear legs, but it's got its front part mostly dug out.
I'm gonna free it because it's Remy's invention. I'm gonna try to free it.
Okay. Any particular intent on how? Do you want to use water to bend it out? Do you want to like get a pole and bend it out? What do you want to do?
Yeah, so
Just
what I'm
grab
going to do is I'm going to do two things simultaneously. I'm going to pull up my crowbar if I still have it, and I'm going to shape water to try to move some of the mud and try to push the muzzle of the thing with some water down so it doesn't bite me while I crowbar its hind legs out.
Ooh, that's interesting. So you're trying to bend water with one hand and you're crowbarring with the other. I love the visuals of this. You've used enough water to clear out most of its body and whatnot. Remy, is this thing trying to bite her because you have a list of individuals that you've said are safe?
No, our party's good. Our party, and Rembrandt, as soon as Rembrandt gets to his dog, he's gonna teach the thing to only attack when Rembrandt attacks.
So
or somebody attacks it.
This thing right now, while you're bending, you would have had disadvantage doing it with one hand, but the dog is not trying to fight you and whatnot. So you're able to use both. Go ahead and make a strength roll to pull this out, and the dog will be working with you, so you get a +3 to your roll.
Just a strength check?
Yep, strength check, and you get +3 on that.
Oh, that's not that bad. So +3 is a total of 17.
Nice.
For somebody who has a -1, that's really good.
That is. So you pull the bar off of it, and the dog scrambles out, then looks at you and starts howling loudly. What kind of sound does it make, Remy? It's your dog. What does it do as it calls out for its master?
It would probably like, almost. Gosh, it's probably like maybe the gears like clanging together and like from like within and like
it's
sort of
beatboxing.
resonating through its voice. So just going like or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, just like radiating out like almost like a gong, basically, just like this like warning tone, very loud, almost like a siren. Maybe because magical context. You guys know the spell alarm, maybe something like that. Right?
Yeah.
It's magic.
It starts moving out, and then it starts tracking out. It doesn't take too long in the darkness, being together with Remy's dog making light, with Huxley having the ability to light, with Remy having this, with Nerida having the 5 feet, for everybody to start gathering together. Some Kuo-toa
I follow
were
the
helping.
dog to Remy.
Yeah. The party eventually gathers with B.O.S.E, who has been working to help the Kuo-toa. Huxley.
Huxley's in the water looking for the drow.
Oh, yeah. The only one not present is Huxley.
Huxley! Huxley!
Huxley.
Lover
I can't hear
boy!
you.
If we can't find Huxley, Rembrandt will like quickly look towards, sorry, is it Athos?
Yes.
I'll look towards Athos and say, have you seen a man? He's quite loud.
Human?
Human. It sort of trips over himself at like every possible moment and occasionally sets people on fire.
Usually it's following me with puppy eyes.
I haven't seen him do fire. That's weird. But I think he's probably with the drow or something. I think the drow has used magic to take his mind.
Oh, that's not good.
Also, do you know what that glow in the middle of everything is, by the way? Any information? Who are you?
What?
Play! Capitana! Kodatu Shal! Oh yes, who are you? What's your name?
B.O.S.E! Or is B.O.S.E with us?
B.O.S.E is with you. I said you all gathered around B.O.S.E at the Kuo-toa village.
Sorry.
I was actually
What
just about to
are you?
respond. This entity is right here. He wraps his
B.O.S.E.
tendrils around you.
I pat Bo's shoulder.
Lore
And I
Master,
think
figure this
weird
one out.
thing.
What is this thing?
So,
B.O.S.E uses his
voice,
rock and vine arm to lift you up there.
I
out
have
of the
a
mud.
question about his voice. Does it like it just sort of echoes out, doesn't it? Right?
Correct. For B.O.S.E.
Okay. Well, I guess Athos is going to be really taken aback by that and is just going to like slowly head over towards that sentient pile of rocks and just start watching it warily.
Like, by the way, Dan, how you've got a literal message cantrip around your finger.
Thank you
That's all
so
I'm
much,
gonna go.
Samurai Jesus, for the raid.
Woo! Oh, thank you so much, Samurai Jesus. Welcome, individuals. Josh Fasho, much appreciate for that follow. I'm glad to have you all here. We're just having some fun trying to pick up the kerfuffle after our chat, which we give power, decided to destroy an underwater village, city, ship, and basically try to take out all our players. So if that sounds like the kind of mess that you like to be a part of and take control of other people's games, you found the right place, because we give lots of power to our chat. They're just trying to figure it all out and get together right now. So, B.O.S.E is making this echoing voice. Athos, you're underneath. Huxley, you're swimming down in the dark, in the mud. It's not mud, because again, this is just murky water. It's not like...
Huxley does have blind sense for 30 feet.
Oh, that's interesting. With your blind sense, you do find something. The rushing water that came down, what you had previously seen and thought was like stone, maybe pillars for lanterns, is actually a ancient staircase that was cut into the side of this, leading down towards the middle where that glowing light is. You don't see
Huxley is only interested in trying to find the drow, which he assumes is somewhere near the ship.
So, using your intelligence, you would know the ship would be back up at the top of the staircase. That's where you were. I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot to know that.
Using Huxley's intelligence.
I'm give you the player options. She may choose to be like, well, I saw the ship get sucked out, and so I want to go deeper. It's up to the player. What do you want to do?
I don't think a ship would fit in the staircase. So Huxley is searching around for the ship.
Huxley swims around. You find much debris. Everything appears smashed up except for this ancient stone staircase. And as you're searching, because again, a lot of time has passed. This isn't like minutes. This is hours of you guys getting back together and stuff. Huxley, in the meantime, you have followed it down looking for this captain who you were not able to find, but it seemed like the staircase led lower, and you know the ship was pulled out at one point, so the captain might be anywhere in between, especially if if you could just find the hull, you know the captain was on the hull. You lead down, and what you find is a massive bubble over what appears to be a city. And the city appears to be glowing. The murkiness in the water while you've been swimming has slowly been settling. It'll be in the water for days, but the majority has settled, covering up the staircase here at the bottom that you can clearly tell used to lead into this bubble where the city was, because as you swim towards the top of the bubble, you can see into it and see that the staircase continues down into the city. Perhaps the captain found a way to get into that, or he might be buried in the mud.
Yeah, that's all Huxley can assume and hope, honestly. But since he can't find her body anywhere, she's either dead at this point, or she's in the city. Either way, she's either safe or she's out of her misery. So now Huxley will go back.
Huxley, at least he can breathe in water. I'm still not quite sure about that, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure how he does that. Humans can't normally do that.
Wait, he actually can?
Yeah, apparently. Like, I was talking with him under the water.
What the
Normal
hell?
people can't do that.
What the hell is it? I mean, like, what are you? And he's gesturing at Athos. But, like, what the hell is Huxley, too? Klaak, sorry, I don't think you even... Also, it's no good that you're not dead. I don't think I actually ever told you that. But...
Yes.
What was I saying again?
We were wondering how Huxley breathes underwater, and also where he went. And also, what is
Huxley!
this? And I point towards Athos.
Lore Master, what is this? Why does it come here?
Do you have a name?
Athos looks at himself and moves his limbs around a little bit and goes, I am hurt.
Well, the one who would normally be healing the hurt is kind of under the waters right now. Do you have a name, my dear?
Athos.
Athos. Okay.
Well, actually, I might be able to help her. And not quite the sort of construct I'm used to, but I have learned a thing or two, and he'll walk up to Athos and say, "Oh, sorry about Godfrey, by the way," and cast Cure Wounds. I don't know how effective that'll be, but he'll try. He knows it's not going to be that effective, too, if this is, like, full construct.
Godfrey, no!
Rocksost redeemed Wild Magic Surge, so that should go over really well.
Oh my, oh my. Wild Magic Surge again. Thanks, Rocksost, for that. We just saw a Wild Magic Surge. How did that get to be at 500? That is.
Put it
You
there.
told me 500.
I know,
You
but
told me 500.
Obviously, this is.
I feel like we need to
evil
raise
and
that one
bad
a
and-
little bit.
Oh my, yes. Well, I don't think I was planning on using my 10,000 table. You know what? We'll have to set two of them. I'll set my 10,000 table, and then we'll set the standard Wild Magic Surge. at
Okay.
500.
we
I
But
also
since
have
we
a
started this way-
D100. I have an alternate D100 table if you want it. That
I've
made up.
actually, I would love it. I use about, the reason we have about 12,000 is I love Wild Magic, and I just put all these tables every time I get somebody's, I
That's
add it in
insane.
there. Yeah, it's a big old.
But yeah, I have a custom D100 that's a normal 50 plus 50 extra.
All right, so
And
who
then I
cast-
have a Barbarian Wild Magic that's an additional 50 that I made up. Plus, like, the 6 from the Barbarian's Wild Surge. So I'll share them with you sometime.
Cool, that'd be great. Is anybody casting a spell right now? Because the Wild Magic Surge only gets triggered when a spell
Yeah.
goes off.
Alex is.
I did Cure Wounds on.
You cast Cure Wounds.
Why?
Huh?
I
Okay,
knew
well,
it
then you're
wasn't
the
gonna
one
be
that
that-
gets to roll it. Go ahead and roll for D12,000 because I'm going to go into some of my smaller tables. Maybe we'll get a high number, and I'm putting the 10,000 at the front. I mean, there's
So
small stuff on the
12,000?
10,000. Yeah,
12,000.
yeah, because I'm taking the second. I've got two other tables of 1,000, and I'm just putting those at the end. Nope, we're still at 10,000.
9,255.
One moment here.
9255.
Pop goes 97.3 the Weasel.
Oh gosh.
92.5. The
That's what it is.
Weasel.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Even.
You start to hear in the distance as you cast the healing. I told you about the water falling from the distance, and then you hear this little pop, 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 pip, pop, pop. It sounds almost like little. And as you do so, there's little bubbles coming up out of the water. Is anybody carrying any gems? Because if you are, they just disappeared. They went boop into non-existence. Bose just went blind.
Oh.
Well done, chat.
No. No.
Cast Cure Light Wounds and just.
Oh no, I was 2 rubies.
He was so adamant that they
They're
had
just
to be
gone,
gems.
gone.
Gone, as in disappeared, out of existence.
Well, there goes 40 of our party funds. 40 gold worth of party funds, y'all. There goes all your fucking liquor. Well, all
Every
my
gem-
liquor, let's be honest
Every
here.
gem within a mile just disappeared out of existence. And the light goes
Deleting
out
all
at the
my
bottom.
treasures.
And the light goes out at the bottom of the lake, and the water goes rushing back in. Literally, Kitty Doe, Huxley was just coming out of the water,
No.
and the water
No.
recedes with a splash.
Roxas, no.
And we will end it there
Roxas,
for
oh,
tonight
no.
because we destroyed a ship, and now we just destroyed a city. Okay.
And city? Was the city made of gems?
That's how it
So,
was powered.
I want to thank you all for making this an absolute Agent of Chaos time. This was
Cheers,
amazing.
bitches.
We will be back next week to see how we pick it up.
No.
For all of you who like to learn D&D and learn how to play, one of the things I always say is great players and great DMs don't just happen, they are made. One of the reasons and how they are made is through humility. So admit when you did something wrong. I want to start off before we close out this session and before we go over to raid to give a special apology to Stranger. Earlier on in the night, I was trying to handle something going on, and I thought I was doing it gently, and it didn't come across correct. as I was making what I thought was a general correction. Absolutely handled inappropriately by me. So, stranger, I apologize for that. Any wounds I gave you. At your table, always be willing to do it. If you did something publicly, handle it publicly. The apology as well. If something needs to be handled privately, do it privately. But you know what? Also do it gracefully. Make sure that you offer your players your very best. As a player at the table, offer your DM and your fellow players your very best. We're going to go off to, right now, do a raid to Tabletop Tavern. So before we do, I want to let all of our players do a... Why is it now fighting me? Did they go offline?
Fight me.
I chose Tabletop Tavern, and that's who I am trying to raid. Alrighty. Go ahead and start doing your goodbyes. We're going to start off with Klaak. Call on one another while I get this set up.
Goodbye, everyone. I'm trying to get everyone to safety. This place is doomed. We need to get out of here. I'll send it to Nerida.
Hi, I'm Stranger. I play Nerida. Check us out. If you want some queer D&D, we have over 60 hours of content on decaqueers.com, Spotify Decaqueers, at Twitter Decaqueers. I'll send it to Kitty.
Hi, I'm Kitty Doe. I do YouTube animations on the YouTube channel Kitty Doe. I think I'm gonna do this right. No, I didn't do it right. That's fine.
It's just Kitty. It's just Kitty.
That's awkward. Okay.
75.5 the Weasel.
And I'm gonna pass it on over to our new character.
I guess I'll kind of follow Colton's example here and finish it with a line out of here. As soon as Rembrandt casts his spell and all of those shenanigans happens, he looks at him disappointingly and says, Godfrey, no. I've got a fresh Twitter that I just put together that I guess I'm just going to start posting art on. That would be Salty Sarsaparilla Spooks, or at Spooks Salty. And that's all I got.
Woo! I think that leaves me. Hi. I think I'm going to end this from the perspective of Rembrandt. And what I will say is, I learned from long ago, reading through a journal, that there was this ancient trickster demon that goes by the name of Roxost. Now, I'm not quite aware, but this seems just the right type of trickery, striking the dumb blind.
He must be a type of drow, probably, then.
We're in deep, deep trouble.
You're so racist, always with the drow.
He charmed me and tried to put me in jail.